Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lawful Stupid RPG, the Traveler's stream, and this time we're doing Babylon 5, 10 years after the Earth-Minbari War. The Babylon project was our last best hope for peace. And these four are destined to ruin it, or are they? We shall see in the episodes to come. Our crew this week is our usual team on board Jacaranda, the flagship of Wesley Zadora, the student of history and philosophy, warfare and politics. Wesley Zadora, played by our dear Vimsy. Say hi.
And now, trying to speak with a received English upper-class accent. Previous stream viewers may note the discrepancy, but see how it goes.
And next to him is our a token telepath of the group, Femi Dran, the upstanding citizen and the finest mind reader they could afford. Say hi, Zim.
Hello. I am mediocre at best at reading minds. So we'll see if I can hopefully get better, because I want to melt people's brains out their ears. Sounds fun.
Third on our list is our gruff, tough, and all sorts of military jargon, Noah Malone. Was it Corporal or Colonel?
Colonel.
Colonel Malone. Played by no one else than Dr. Spooky 13. And not 14, not to be mixed with that guy. That guy is a douche.
Just Dr. Spooky. Just Dr. Spooky's fine.
Yes. And last, but not the least, our token alien of the group, playing as the Centauri Landas Cortas, the main-headed Great Lord D himself. What have you say to your defense there, alien scum?
Alien scum is you human upstarts that need to learn their place. And I am the one to show you how.
During last episode, I do believe we were left off with quite a bit of trouble in the horizon, as there was an unannounced attack on the Ragesh III colony of the Centauri Republic, presented on the map. Over here, you can see, right there, a bit above what you would say the token that looks oddly similar to a spaceship in the early 1950s. There is Ragesh. The Ragesh 3 would be the third planet of that star, to those interested. And now, our crew is in various positions. Wesley Zadora having pulled their new pilot, Freja, all the way up to the ship and introducing it to the pilot, that is to guide the ship, who seems to be extremely excited about the new changes to it. Femi being there. What was Femi actually doing?
He was talking to Ambassador Mallory. Wait, no,
Me?
Femi, never mind. I'm sorry, I mixed Femi with Landas.
I was talking to my other psychic friend, and she was supposed to be helping me exercise another friend. But I'm pretty sure I've got her scared for some reason. I have no clue why. No clue.
And Malone was back in sickbay, recuperating from the fight in the first session. So 2 sessions later, he's still a little better than breathing. And Cortas was stuck. Well, not stuck, more like forgotten in the Centauri embassy. Yes, embassy. English, learn it. One day. If you guys donate enough, I can afford English courses, so you can actually understand me. I got a solid promise from the big boss that I would get a share if you just give Booster some money for trading. So I'm lying, of course, but hey.
I don't think we'll ever understand you.
That's a good
Florestia.
point. That is a good point. I need to learn that this way is where the players are. So, right. But yes, stuck in the embassy of the Centauri Republic on board Babylon 5, the great 2.5 million ton space station spinning alone in the night. So, let us start with the one in the most precarious of situations, Landas. Having heard the announcement of the attack first among all of the people, and even having the opportunity to talk with Admiralty back home, left in the quarters of the Ambassador Londo Mollari, what is your next action?
Well, I'm looking, I'm pondering, I'm just taking a moment there, and I'm just taking a deep breath, and I'm just remembering my grandfather's promise that if I do good, I'm back in and on the game. And I just need to find that oath Malari then, and I just like slowly just make sure I've left nothing incriminating of what I've done first. Pick up my things and then just slowly walk back to the door, press the button and walk out. And I'm thinking to myself, where can I find the ambassador? Where can I find him? Let's try the gambling establishments. I've heard about him. He likes to take a spin on the wheel and a turn on the cards. Let's see if he's just draining his debts away on the card tables. This place. And I'm just going to go up to the nearest computer screen and actually bring up the section, and I'm hitting in commands that actually bring up the information on where the nearest gambling establishments are. The high-end gambling establishments, I should say, because no Centauri of worth will be seen in Brown Sector or whatever, or down below as they call it. No, he has to be up around the Zocalo or somewhere like that, somewhere a bit more grander for his presence.
Indeed, in the general vicinity of the Zocalo, you do have a gambling establishment, the local casino, which hosts the greatest of the greatest amounts of money being played at a single roll. So you take your course towards the Zocalo.
Yes.
While Femi has been left alone by the resident telepath Talia Winters, as she needed some rest and relaxation before doing anything. What is Femi's next course of action?
Well, he's made sure that Malone's okay. He guesses. I don't know.
I'm being well taken care of by these nurses. Oh,
all right.
yeah.
See, that's all that matters. Talia Winters is doing what she's supposed to be doing. I left a message. I'll check my emails later, but I'm gonna go back to the ship because there's really nothing else left for me here on the station.
Right.
What about, weren't you trying to find your Psi Corp's contact? Still get in contact?
I'm basically waiting for him to email me back. And so whenever I get that, you've got mail, then
Well, funny you should speak those words, as that is exactly what your communication device lets you know.
Oh, all right then. Lucky me. I will begin reading. I'll try to find somewhere, out of the way, and then kind of check to see what it says.
The email reads, define issue.
What's a good metaphor? I just send back, can you be dead and alive at the same time? Send.
You know what you're going to get back? You're going to get back Schrodinger's cat as a response.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, you do not need to wait for long for an answer. The answer is stand by. Which, according to your instincts, should mean you should wait for a change in instructions at your possible current location there. Let's see how well that lasts. Meanwhile, Wesley, on board your ship, what is your action?
Wesley will be looking at his repatriated Narn artifacts and looking at their value, and then looking at his Rolodex for people that might be interested in human cultural art in this current political climate, and basically trying to contact people who are in association with the current Premier of Earth, who is taking a hard sort of, we must defend Earth and Earth culture against the encroaching alien, and just saying, why yes, hello, we have stumbled across some relics of Earth history, and would you be interested in reacquiring them?
Just out of curiosity, whimsy, right? When you're doing this call, is by any chance a certain picture seen over your shoulder?
Yes.
That you might have forgotten to kind of hide.
No. It is there for effect. I like to have it just hanging over the mantelpiece while I do the interstellar Skype.
All right.
As a touch of class.
I do have a couple of questions before we determine the results of this inquiry. One, what do you want? Do you want political influence? Do you want cash money? Or are you after something completely different?
Both. I would like cash money to defray operating expenses, but mostly a favor from the current political party, and sort of more generally to show my family that despite the fact I am on, I'm a remissions man in effect due to weapons programs issues. I am still useful to the clan.
Well, so you have three-folded objective. You want money, you want influence, and you want to make your family proud.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to say you have to choose one to focus on. Which one is it?
Money.
Money.
I just want to throw out that right now the Mona Lisa is about close to about $830 million. Worth now. I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, that's enough to buy like 10 ships, I think. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe 10 Star Furies, maybe.
I'm not there. I'm in a hospital.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know what it is. Costume feature. I didn't go to school for art.
No, we don't know about this. This is the thing. Only Zadora knows about this.
See, exactly. I knew that minor in art history would come in useful. Now it has.
The only time in known history that has ever happened. Now, since you are about to do the bidding for some Earth relics, I would assume this is a persuasion roll towards Earth authorities and mainly the campaign of Luis Santiago. So you attempt to contact their headquarters and leave them a small message regarding the relics, and you may choose either diplomat or persuasion to roll upon,
Sweat.
and you will get a boon for having a nice background.
So do I just roll it flat and then it will...
It
Give
will
me-
automatically give you the boon,
Perfect.
which I should actually move over here so I can actually see what that is. No, that's not gonna work. See the screen. So your boon is 4 and you rolled a double 3, so that goes up to 10. Well, there is some delay, as is usual, as this is going to go through some security checks to know this is not a fraudulent call or just some more spam to receive the local headquarters. So you will have to wait for the result to process itself. Meanwhile, Noah is awakened by a gentle nudge on the shoulder. And as he awakens, there is a middle-aged man next to him, wearing a grey uniform of the Babylon 5 security. He's sitting there on a hospital chair next to the gurney and going, "Hey, how you doing, boy?"
I'm doing all right. How are you doing? Who are you?
Oh, Michael Garibaldi, security.
Oh, nice to meet you. Colonel Noah Malone, retired.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance. You know, I actually served under you during Mars.
Oh, is that right? Well, that was a long time ago.
Yes, 2 years ago, I believe. Either way, sorry to disturb you, Colonel, at this hour, but job is a job, and I have to carry out this investigation. I do believe you were present on the Jacaranda some hours ago when there was an incursion.
Yes, that is correct. I was on the Jacaranda. Feel free to ask any questions you may like. I will answer as truthfully as I can.
Very well. Why was your ship docked with the shuttle?
If I recall correctly, we got instructions that there was some sort of like a signal or beacon coming from that area, and we were to investigate. Upon docking, well, shit went haywire. That's pretty much it, as far as I can remember.
Oh, I see. And what do you have to say about the shuttle's engines being blown to practically nothing?
I can't really say about that at the moment.
Very well. And finally, on board we found 3 Narns, shot to the back of the head, execution
Really?
style, each of them. Do you have anything to say about these Narns?
No, but I do know that once we went in to investigate, upon entering, I confronted 3 live Narns, and that's, well, quite honestly, as soon as I stepped in the ship, or so of my own recollection and other people's recollection, is where I got shot. I think twice or 3 times, but past that point, I can't really remember. I remember me being I was the first one in, first one down. Past that point, I wish I could be more help, but I just can't at the moment.
That does open up a question. How did you get in?
Oh, we docked in there, and the doors were sealed shut, so I think if I recall correctly, I used one of those little blowtorch things to open inside, reaching it, basically.
Well,
It
at
did
least
not respond to any hails or anything like that. We thought it might be I don't know, as far as my thinking was going, this was going to be Hey, space salvage, see if there's anybody alive. Help them out if possible. We did not, once they failed to respond to comms, we figured, well, let's go in and check it out. Past that point, though, is when I got shot.
And you then, I suppose, you have no idea about the iron gun signature we received?
Is that what I got shot with? No, that would be way too big. I'd be disintegrated. No, I have no idea about that. This is honestly the first time I've heard about this.
Alright, thank you for your time. Get well soon, Colonel. And
Sure.
he pats Noah on the shoulder, going like, "Stay strong, man," and starts walking away when suddenly there is a beep on his wrist comm. Goes like, "Garibaldi, go 6 on the command and control. I'll be right there." And he walks out with a brisker step than he started with. And that leaves the next person to be Landas, who arrives at the casino. It's full of people gambling away, throwing money into the wind. Occasionally a die or two to go with the money.
So when I'm looking around, do I see any over-the-top fan of hair with the most overly rich clothing to go with it?
Ah yes, as you look around you do spot several Centauri hairstyles dotted around the casino among the many aliens. They seem to be mostly covered by the crowd. Some of them you can immediately say that's not an ambassador, just from the sheer hair, but some are obscured enough that you are uncertain. There is a total of 2 persons that match the possibility of an ambassador.
From what I've heard, I'm going to go for the one that seems to have the biggest crowd out of the 2 of them.
Very well. You approach the man with the crowd, and as you do, it takes you a few minutes to get through the crowd to notice that no, this is not ambassador. This is just some punk ass highborn child who has somehow managed to get higher than you have.
Trash. I mutter under my breath, and then I just turn around and I'll look again at the other gentleman with the fan of hair, and I actually have a good look.
And as you do that, the young man raises his head from the crab's table and turns to look. Did you just insult me?
Why would I insult you? There's nothing to insult.
Oh, you've done it now. Come here and show respect to your betters.
Are you better when you rely on your family's name and you rely on your family's reputation? What accomplishments do you have to claim you're socially better than me?
Oh, he fumes as he steps forward to grab on Cortas's collar and pull him closer.
I'm backing off there. And it's like, I do not have time for your petulance, child. I have business with the ambassador. Now, have you seen him or not?
Your business I couldn't care less about. To have me treated with such insolence after achieving so much by my own hand. And what does it matter to you how I gained my status as I have it and you do not, you mongrelling old fool, clasping the glory of what petty deeds you have done to achieve so little.
Sorry, has that cat got your tongue? You're having trouble elocuting yourself out there. You might need to go back to school.
What the hell is a cat?
A human creature, vile creature, I'll admit. But
Oh,
still,
you have been consulting too much with the humans. I see where you get your foul manners from. I suggest you go back hiding behind those that are even less worth than you are.
I think, sir, you do not know what worth is. Good day, sir. And I just bow in the most extravagant bow I can do. I just turn sharply and just walk away and not pay him any more attention. There.
He huffs and the dice in his hands as he does the hand gesture flip out and roll over his shoulder, and they land on the craps table, and there is a cheer like, woo, jackpot, you won, and he's like, of course I did. Turning around and going back to the craps table to collect his winnings in a grand gesture. And
I'm not
as you
paying
walk
attention.
away.
I'm not paying attention. If he's gonna look like try and smile, go like this to me, he's just got my back. I'm not paying attention to what's going on there. I'm heading to the other gentleman.
Yes, as you head towards him, this one seems to be more distinguished elderly gentleman, but definitely not the Ambassador Molari, which you have seen, I believe. If not,
Yeah.
I've seen pictures of him at least.
Yes.
There.
But yeah, he's definitely not Ambassador Molari, but you would say some manner of businessman who has managed to acquire enough wealth to sprout a fan as big as an ambassador would.
I'm just gonna sit down. I'm going. Children, and I'm just gonna like toss my head. I'm going. Children these days don't know respect. They think money. Of course, sir. Landas Cortas. There.
My apologies, young. My apologies, young sir. I was not paying attention. I was minding my own business there.
No, of course. Sorry for intruding. Of course.
Is there anything I can help yourself with?
Yes. I was trying to ask that rapscallion back there, and he bloody nearly accosted me. I was looking for
you
them.
mean my son?
Oh, my greatest apologies, sir. My greatest apologies.
He has forgotten where he comes from.
No.
He should have more self-control. However, you said something about looking for something?
Yes, the ambassador. I thought he would be here.
Oh, Ambassador Molari? He
Yes.
usually is here, but he's an ambassador, so he probably has something going. What's that? He turns to look, and there's on the news screens. There is a report there going, and there is the text Ragesh 3 on the news screen, and
I'm just gonna go and say, don't react. They're gonna look at us and see how we react. Remember, we are Centauri. We cannot give an indication of what we think about this.
I beg to disagree. This is an affront to Centauri pride.
Yes, it is. But from friends and family back home, we don't know enough yet, so we have to play it smartly.
So you have more information about this situation.
Hence me looking for the ambassador. Anyone that
I see.
can help me find him and try and get this information soon, I at least owe a minor favor, depending on the aid given.
Well, I might know where the ambassador is at the moment, but I will remember your name, Mr. Cortas.
Of course.
Allow me to introduce myself.
Mhm.
I am Vesa Rifa at your service.
Ah, Lord, your family's part of the Centauri, I believe.
Yes, the head of the household is sitting in the Centauri at the moment.
Oh.
I come from a lesser branch of the family. We did not have the same prestige as my dear cousin has at the moment, but
That seems to be the most common lot for half of our noble families, always looking up at the more nobler branches, isn't it?
indeed. However, I look forward to hearing from you after you've reached the ambassador. I do believe he is currently in the Zocalo near the Fresh Air restaurant.
Ah, my thanks. And again, my apologies about what I said. It was ill thought of myself to say that.
I thank you for your courtesy of apology, and may the gods be at your back.
And may the gods watch over the Republic.
He nods, clearly indicating that he's done with this conversation and you are free to leave. This sort of like the polite way of saying, unless you have anything else, you may go.
Oh no, I'm leaving there, but I'm giving one final bow, and then I'm leaving and not trying to make any other word out because I've just realised I insulted a scion of one of the bigger families of Centauri Republic. Slightly bigger than mine. Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Either way, you leave to go to the other part of the Zocalo towards the restaurant section of the great marketplace to find your ambassador Molari, who you happen to catch just leaving the Zocalo towards his quarters in a great hurry, followed by Vir himself. Apparently they had some sort of discussion and have headed backwards.
I am just going to sidle up beside the ambassador and just walk and just not say anything at the moment there. I'm just going to wait till he gives me leave to talk to him there.
Yes, as you do attach yourself to their company, Vir seems to notice you and give you a worried look, but a weary smile. Glad to see your presence there, but the ambassador himself seems to be fuming and keeping hurried pace. As he reaches one of the elevators, he stops to push the button, notices you, and turns to look. Yes! Who are you? What do you want? I'm busy.
My name is Landas Cortas, Ambassador, and I know what is keeping you busy at the moment. I'm the grandson of Admiral Cortas, and also through marriage relation to Admiral Murray.
Also, my brother-in-law.
The marriage bit of the relationship.
How?
Ambassador. I have heard, unfortunately, news and I have received instruction from certain family members to try as best as I can and to the fullest of my ability help you in trying to resolve the incident that is unfortunately unfolding on Ragash 3.
The incident? You call that an incident? That is an attack!
I
That is a blatant attack on our sovereignty. Now,
I know, Ambassador.
step into the elevator if you have something to say.
Yes.
He steps in. Vera looks at you and follows you in, and it's a crowded small space as the doors close behind you, heading towards the ambassadorial quarters. Like, tell me, what is it that you know? What do you think you can do about it?
At the moment, from what my grandfather is telling me, we do not know who has launched the attack. We have no information. And potentially an investigation by any Centauri scouting forces will potentially be repulsed or heavily destroyed. Thus, any intelligence gathered will be of no use. I, however, have access to a human ship, and unless it is the humans attacking us, the perpetrator of this vile attack might not decide to shoot on a human ship. As long as we keep it secret that I am aboard, hopefully we can at least get some information on who is attacking our worlds, and we can then either strike back at those cowards or use this place in the way that the humans had planned it to be used.
Finally, some good news. I've tried calling the Centauri Prime 3 times already, and there is no response.
Everyone's shocked, and my grandfather.
I said, but don't interrupt me.
Of course,
Now, you have a good plan there. A human ship to go into Centauri space. Is it a warship?
No. It's
even better. If it's a trading ship, then it is more than qualified to go into Ragesh territory, as it is exporting foodstuffs, even to this little space. Very well. Arrange for it. Get your ship to Ragesh. Scout me the situation, and report back to me as soon as you're there. Any questions?
No, Ambassador. My service to the Republic.
Excellent. The elevator doors open just as this discussion is over, and the ambassador turns to walk towards the ambassadorial quarters. Vera, follow. See you later, Landas. And he
I'm just gonna lightly tap Fear as he goes and says, "Remember, Fear. There will be expenses for this. I'll try and keep them modest, but I do need to as Zadora said, defray those costs." And I just make the motion of spitting, at the idea of having to worry about costs there. I'll try and keep them modest.
Vir, however, has no chance to respond other than nodding and going away.
Go. Yes.
But he follows his new master like the puppy dog he is towards his quarters, leaving Landas alone in the elevator as the doors close in front of him.
I'm just trying to think how I'm going to be able to persuade my fellow crewmates on joining me. Yeah, there's going to be. I'm probably going to overemphasize this, and I'm going for the Republic.
Next is Malone's turn, as he's sitting on the gurney. A doctor comes to him and says, we misjudged your injuries, and according to these readings, you should be fine walking about, as long as you don't overly exert yourself, so you have no reason to stay here.
Oh, that's great. I've always been told I'm a fast healer.
Or it could have something to do with the Centauri-sponsored medicines we received from the embassy. So that might have accelerated your healing faster than we thought. This is not normally available for human medics to work with, but lucky for you.
Well, anti-special, I really am appreciative. Well, thank you very much. Your care has been nothing but spectacular, and I honestly feel sad to be leaving.
I say that with pride. The Babylon 5 medlab facilities will be happy to have your clientele again next. Hopefully with a more routine issue next time. We'd rather not have you in a similar condition again.
Yeah, makes sense.
Next
Very well then.
Next time you go into combat, wear some heavier armor.
Can do. All right.
Good
Well,
luck, soldier.
Doc,
So, the doctor gives you your papers. Here's the paperwork and receipts. And enjoy yourself. As he goes off, your medical care has been fully compensated for, so it doesn't even affect your debt rating for a moment.
can I just say how I appreciate in the future free medical cost is great.
On the matter of medical
sponsor?
aid. Our sponsor today, the Nordic healthcare system, says hello. In here, our clients pay only if they can afford it. Otherwise, you'll get the free healthcare. Anyway, on that note, you may have noticed that in the chat there is a sum of 32M credits. Might expanding a little bit on that, Malone? What is that number?
Oh. Yeah, that is 32 million credits that we are in debt. Well, I guess the cost of the ship alone, we've all included a bit on that. I think we have a monthly mortgage of something close to about 100,000 credits, but 32,300,000 or so credits is what we currently owe. So it's good to have some free medical care at the moment.
Yep.
Yes.
Struggle is real.
Yes, I'm sure the crew will appreciate any donations to reduce their 32 million credits in debt. So if you have any money to spare, there is the info over there. Oh, actually, it should be down there. So look there, donate, so these guys can have their ship and eat the cake too.
Yeah.
Now, back from the commercial break and to Noah's adventures. Where does Noah head from here?
Well, first thing I do as I get out of the out of the medic bay, Deborah, next time I catch you, we'll go dancing at the social club.
Not for another 3 days on this pace. But she smiles and winks back playfully before going back to work.
I think I'm gonna head down to well, heck, I don't know. Where is everybody? First, let's go grab something to eat. This hospital's food's not the best, and then from there I might communicate with my crew, try to find them.
Right, as the med bay is quite close to sign that says Sokalo, and there's also little ads for the finest dining on Babylon 5 to quick and easy and delicious in Minbari, Centauri and Narn traditions. And all sorts of little ads littering the walls towards a certain direction, which seems to be Zogalo. You recall it being a local trading hub?
Yeah.
So you head towards that direction, only to run into Landas as you are both exiting, as he exits from the elevators right near you as you go towards the trading center.
Oh, hey, Landas, how you doing? Check it out. I'm out and all better now.
That's good. That's fantastic. The ambassador has been talking to me. There's better that we maybe discuss this and I'm looking around as I'm saying this, in a bit of a quieter and more private place there. Do you know where the others are?
No, man, I've been in the hospital this whole time for the last day and a half. I don't even know what day it is.
I think you humans call it Thursday.
Yeah. Sounds about right. I don't know. Let's check out. Femi, Wesley, where you at? Copy. This is Malone.
Hello, Malone. Yes, copy.
Oh yeah, out of the hospital. Landas is with me. We're still on, I don't know, Circle O in Babylon 5. Where you guys at? I figure we should meet up.
Excellent. Well, I am back on the ship. I would suggest that you gather all the crew that you can, and then come back to the ship. If this call that I'll be taking goes well, we may be quite busy for the next wee while. Defraying costs.
Meanwhile, Femi has been waiting for a taxi cab to arrive, as it's currently en route to a local to a ship in orbit of Babylon 5, but it should be back in any moment now to ferry you back to your ship. Unless you wish to call Wesley and have your own own shuttle fetch you.
I mean, he is all about defraying costs, but is it intrinsically more expensive to use our own gas or somebody else's gas?
The $1,000 Uber.
I know.
Well, technically Wesley's paying either way.
Okay, well, he's paying either way. Then I'll call
with our money.
Yeah, it's the ship's account he's taking that from.
Let me make sure to update this. 32 million creds plus 1,000.
But one of us probably could disappear and never be found again. That's no. I'll call.
It's all good. It's either way. It's only 1,000 creds, dude. It's virtual money.
I'll call us our shuttle or somebody to pick me up. Whichever's easiest and fastest.
Well, the Babylon 5 taxi service is already on the way, so
okay,
it's only a matter of like 30 minutes to get on board it and back to the ship. So.
But I was told not to leave like the galaxy or the star system. I mean, that's very vague. Don't.
Yeah, it just said stand by. So.
Yeah, don't leave life.
I know. I mean, like, don't die. I mean.
Well, it is obviously up to you how you follow the instructions.
And you get a message also. Femi, Landas, where you at?
Already on my way to the ship. And I'll get a taxi to the ship.
And I'm just going to go, I'm right next to you, Malone.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Landas. I said Landas instead of Wesley. Sorry. That was a stupidness. Yeah, I can play it off.
I think, Malone, you are still a wee bit woozy from the trucks.
Yeah, definitely woozy.
Or is it whimsy? I can't remember your human words.
Well, I'll tell you what, Lance. I mean, either way, I guess we should rendezvous back at the ship. Let's see what sort of damage going to happen while we were, I don't know, out. Let's head let's get over to the docking bays and let's meet up with the rest of the group.
Yes. Well, let's skip a bit, and the group manages to catch the same shuttle as the other two arrived at the docking bay, just as Femi has called a taxi and is heading towards a docking bay. They notice the quite clearly friendly dark figure going towards the docking bay. Yeah. You rush him and you figure out that it's the taxi service, as there is the big shuttle taxi sign on top of the entryway he's going through, so he might just be going to your ship. Where else would he go? His own?
Yeah. How much is this tax for reals? How much is this taxi service going to cost us?
It's 1,000 credits per transfer, so it's up to 10 people.
Cool.
Yeah, so we already took one cost going in, and that's another one going out.
Yep.
I'm just throwing out. I do not attempt to take out my wallet or my future wallet.
No,
That's fine.
No.
don't even gotta pretend to be polite.
That's fine, guys. I got this.
Yeah. Okay. You get on.
It's supposed
get
to be
on
that
board.
magic credit card thing that they use on the show.
Yep.
Pay what?
Definitely.
Cause I just want the world to know Psi Corp pensions suck.
That's because they're supposed to be taking care of you for your rest of the life. I mean, they do give you free accommodations and free meals, so the pension is supposed to just be your cash.
Sure. We'll go with that.
And that's why you have a job as an adventurer. Time to loot that dragon's hoard. Sorry, my bad. Space dragon's hoard. Let's not get our genres mixed here, boys. Now,
Science fantasy, you say?
yes, the shuttle drops you off at Jacaranda. How do you pronounce that actually, Zadora?
Jacaranda?
Jacaranda.
Jacaranda?
Jacaranda.
Yeah.
Jacaranda. So,
Say it in an Australian accent if you can.
Jacaranda, mate.
Really pronounce that K. Jack.
Jacaranda, mate.
That's an Australian pirate.
Arr.
Arr! Arr, another shrimp on the barbie. Arr!
Okay.
Uh,
So
yeah.
the shuttle drops you off and makes its merry way off the ship, leaving you to have a conference of your own.
Volume's going down a bit.
So, are you summoning all of the crew to the same conference, or do you have other plans?
No, the only... Me summoning people? Yes. The people who I really need to talk to are Malone, Doral, and Zimmy, and Landas. Just the core crew. The rest of them are, at the end of the day, paid employees.
You mean the shareholders?
Exactly, yes.
Indeed. If the players were unaware, all of these people have a share in the ship. Jacaranda, matey.
You gotta move the mic in a little bit, man. You're fading.
I made it. Fading.
Perfect. Freaking
That's-
perfect.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, just need to get the ideal zone, because otherwise my magnificent whiskers are gonna be poking at it constantly.
The Goldie Beard zone.
Yeah. The golden beard zone, I like that. Okay.
Not too far, not too close. Just
So-
right.
I assume you are holding this in privacy of your personal room, the
Yes.
most lavish of them all on Jacaranda, the one decorated with a certain small picture of a
Yeah.
smiling lady on top of
It's-
the.
As soon as I
Mantle.
walk in, I'm like, "Is that the Mona Lisa?"
Nice.
What? Femi, I didn't know that you were a student of art history.
I mean, it's still. I mean, I'm assuming it's still pretty famous.
Yes. I like to think it adds a certain class to the room that was lacking before. But this is just one of several things that we need to speak about. First off, we have a potential buyer for these cultural artifacts of the Minbari War. They should hopefully get back to me quite shortly. It'll be political, but there'll be a large quantity of cash coming in, so we can pay down some of our expenses. Which brings me to my second point. Malone,
Yeah.
Zimmy, you know that as the captain of the ship, I respect your privacy, and I realize
Femi.
that you have, Femi, you have ongoing concerns, which I'm not informed of, and nor do I wish to know the extent details of, but if I am going to be some sort of stalking horse for whatever agendas the two of you might be pursuing. But frankly, I would like to be cut in cash-wise, because we're not doing this for the love.
It's that this point I've actually come in because I went and actually got myself changed out first, washed, redone up, and now I've come in. And I might come in, I'm looking and I go, isn't that the moaning Lisa? I've heard
Yes, like that.
This is why I'll be voting for the current premier in the upcoming elections.
What? Surely it's the Mona Lisa. Look at that bloody face. There's no way that she could be the cheerful Lisa. That she is. That's a face of a moaning woman. That's the stuff of nightmares for a Centauri household.
I've only seen this in pictures, but up close, it's more like a smirking Lisa. Lisa, after all.
It's a lot smaller too.
Why am I surrounded by Philistines?
So, Wesley, where exactly we
Yes.
get this? And the other artifacts and stuff?
Oh, the Narns had it when we committed what amounts to a violation of intersystem naval law with piracy and executions, you know. So, look, we need to sell this to defray the costs and to get the government involved, as when they purchase it, they'll be party to it, and our asses will be covered. Our Centauri diplomatic immunity is not going to last
Yes.
too long. It is a convenient fiction.
We can only keep him. It's not like we can keep ferrying the ambassador or ambassador's aid every couple of days, else us Centauri are going to outnumber you humans on that station just to keep it up. Yes. There's another thing. Sorry, you had something to say, Malone?
Oh, no, yeah, I do. But let's hear about this other thing first. I just want to make sure that if we're having this meeting about what all went down, we make sure to put down all our cards on the table.
In that case, I think we need to kind of ask. Okay, Femi, there has been some accusations, and I know you've mentioned there's some things he can't tell us about, but at the same time, I think there needs to be some, what's that expression, give or take there. Because something on your end forced us to do a redirect, which ended up with all this fine artifacts. But at the same time, it's drawn attention to the ship that maybe we didn't want in the first place. So we need to have all our cards straight and all our stories straight.
Yeah, I know you got some secret stuff going on with the Psi Corps, but I don't like being lied to, so let's just put it all out there. We're with you one way or the other. We're a crew. What have we gotten ourselves into?
See, the problem is if I tell you, I might have to lobotomize you.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
You
Tell us
have
anyways.
mail.
What now?
You have mail.
Oh, wait a minute.
That's actually from two
I just checked my
communications.
smartphone.
Yeah, you have mail, and you have mail, and you do not have mail.
Exactly. Hold that thought. I read mine.
Yeah.
I read mine.
Yep. Your mail is rather straightforward and simple. Proceed to Proxima III.
Does anybody know where Proxima III is?
That's right
Proxima
next to
3.
Proxima II.
Oh, all right. Makes sense. You know what? Right around the corner, 2 planets from the left. Got it. All right.
Actually, let me show you the map. You can actually see.
Like, where are we in? Oh,
There,
Proxima.
there should be the little ship logo there in the middle of the screen.
And then,
And
like...
Proxima 3 would be over there, yes.
Okay.
Yes, and Wesley gets a note saying, it's a bit more flowery with full of language, and essentially boiling down to 4 million credits. If you can deliver this to an Earth official inside the next week. That is before the elections.
One question. Does the Earth Embassy have representation on Babylon 5?
Babylon 5 is an Earth station. So the representative would be, I believe it's Commander Sinclair of the Babylon station. So that would be a person to hand it over to.
Does he do you like let us know like the price?
Yeah, I hold up a finger and say, yes. Let's just have a pause here. I need to page Commander Sinclair after this, and I've gotten us 4 million credits. But this isn't about me. This was about the two of you.
This is me playing devil's advocate.
Yeah.
But there is an election going on. And yes. Would it be advantageous to one or the other party if they were able to have this lost relic?
No. Why do you think I'm selling it now?
What the thing is that who are you selling it to? I mean,
I'm selling it to the current government and current premier.
But would the other guys pay more?
No. The politics of it is that basically you have an insular system that wants to maintain a status quo against a progressive pro-alien relations, shall we say. Mm-hmm. But the thing is that the opposition right now, I don't think has the money or the inclination to purchase this. So, I don't want station security dragging us out of our ship in 3 days and asking us about dead Narns when our diplomatic immunity lapses because it's convenient to the Centauri. So, we don't have time for a bidding war.
On that note, Femi, is this our loot? I mean, did we honestly just hijack a bunch of Narns to get this? That was your instructions from your Psi Corps people, what is what I'm assuming, or what was their plan?
I think the plan was more along the lines of a certain body, and that's all I'm going to leave it as.
I mean, that could be true, but it could be a lot of things. Let's just say
what was their instructions?
Leave no witnesses. And there are at least 3 in this room.
Sure.
Femi, don't think of us as witnesses.
I'm not threatening anybody. I'm just letting you know that.
Call us assets.
Okay, assets.
I mean, it doesn't sound to me like you got any instructions from Psi Corps to go board the shuttle and kill everybody on board. That doesn't sound like a proper mission, and that's not what you explained to me. Was there a second part to this?
How often have you dealt with Psi Corps?
Every time I deal with you.
Exactly.
And, well, I mean, don't get me wrong. I've dealt with Psi Corps a couple times. We've gone on a few joint missions, but we can't talk about that either.
You know what? Since everybody wants to know what I do and all about me, just let me preface this to the fact that if someone finds out that I've told you any of this information, which is very likely because they can probably read any of your minds, they will probably kill you, kill your family, and make it seem like nothing happened. So are you sure you want to know this information before I tell that I'm about to tell you?
I mean, you either tell us what's going on, or next time you ask us to go on help you out on a little favor, we're gonna have to say no.
How about this as a compromise?
I have the. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What if you can just say it's a favor for a friend or something like that, like some sort of code word that actually clarifies that you've got one of these. It's not just something that you've randomly picked up from somewhere else, but it's something that there's the expectation of you to be doing this. You can't refuse. Is there anything that you can
Sure.
word it?
I can say I have to do a favor for a friend because I would assume that the military men in the room know that when you're giving orders, sometimes you are not given a choice and sometimes you cannot say everything. And being that you guys are all acting like you haven't been in the military before and everybody tells you anything, especially the fucking colonel in the room, who I know for a fact hasn't told his subordinates everything, is giving me all this flack. I personally wanted to sit here and kill 4 Narns. That was my day.
Femi, I'm only going for the actual point of the mission. You asked us to go do the thing, we did the thing. What is our next step? And obviously, shit got complicated. And now we're really involved. So I'd kind of like to know more than just, I kicked the hornet's nest, I got really bit hard, but screw it. I don't know what to do after that.
Okay, let's go down with it. I said that I got word from somebody a lot higher than me that I needed to accomplish something. I told you this.
Yeah,
did not lie.
And I said I'd help you.
And then things went a lot sideways.
Question, Femi.
Yes.
Were you given any more were you even aware that there was Narns on that ship?
I didn't know who was on the ship, and it really didn't matter. I was given an order, and I follow orders.
I think, Malone, you're going with the premise that maybe Femi had a lot more information than what he could give us. He was given his limited amount of information that he acted on, and he gave us the part of the information that he could only give us maybe in the first place.
Fair enough.
You've done it in the... Don't get me wrong. I can appreciate in the military we go without maybe not knowing the full picture, but sometimes we do have at least all the information. Like if we're going into a confrontation, we know at least who we're fighting against and what their expected strength is. But we unlike your one, we went in, we knew that there might be some hostilities, but we didn't know how many people, or if they were going to be armed, or if they're smugglers. That's, I think, where Malone is getting a wee bit annoyed about.
Like I said before,
I wouldn't call it annoying. Honestly, I wouldn't call it annoyance. I just want to know the next step. Is mission complete? Did you get done what you needed to accomplish?
Here, but I have to go to Proxima III because the body that we still have in the ship.
Yeah, and we haven't even discussed that yet, but we'll get to that ball of yarn. You're assuming that we're supposed to go to Proxima III to deliver the body. But this Mona Lisa, that worth these 4 mil credits, that's ours to keep, right?
That's yes, that's ours to keep. That's just something I have arranged through my personal contacts. And look, as we're all now in this together, I'll put it towards operating costs and the ship's down payments.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. Any objections to that, y'all?
The only issue is, have any of you looked at the recent news bulletins?
I've been in sick bay this whole time. What happened?
No, I've been distracted.
Centauri territory has been attacked
What?
What?
by an unknown aggressor. A peaceful world of Ragash free has found itself under attack. We do not, my government does not know who has attacked us. I have just came back from a conversation with the ambassador, and the conversation has went along the lines of any aid that we can give them will be appreciated.
So, you're telling me that Centauri worlds are under attack,
Only
and they would
one,
now like help from humanity?
only one
Isn't
world.
that ironic?
I
Wait a
don't know
second.
much about Ragesh 3. What's the importance of this? Is war starting up again?
There's no importance to this world. It's a simple farming community. There's
Then
no military worth to this planet.
why do you care? What are you getting out of it?
Let's just say, you know how I got us that diplomatic immunity?
Mm-hmm.
I had to pull favors with the family.
Mm-hmm.
They are, and the certain family members are military. They do not know if I help get the ambassador the information that gives them the information at the same time, and they can then plan the appropriate response. Any obvious Centauri vessel going into it is under danger. The fact that there's been no formal declaration suggests that whoever's done this does not want to be known at the moment. So any attack against any vessels of non-Centauri design will then be potentially a provocation that whoever's attacked there is not wanting to engage in. I can appreciate that some humans resent that my people didn't help you during the war. But I do not think it'll go to the extent of you launching a sneak attack on my people.
So it sounds to me like you want to go investigate it and use us humans as cover to do it.
If I have to just take the shuttle and have someone there with me, that if they were to do a quick fit check and see a human instead of a Centauri face, I'm willing to try. If I have to go by myself, there.
Yeah, we're not gonna let you go there by yourself. But you, Femi, you also got orders, and now we're going to Proxima III. I guess we have a choice to make then, don't we?
I say the one that Femi he's given at the moment there has obligations that if they're not met mean that we will bring more attention on ourselves that we do not wish. Whereas my one at the moment, all that it will do is just sully my reputation further with the houses at the moment.
Okay, let's all right, let's out of characters for a second, like distance wise. How long will it take us to get from here to Ragesh? And how long will it be from here to Proxima III?
Computer, bring up the map.
So Proxima is like a couple of jumps away from Babylon 5, and so is Ragesh, but it's in the opposite directions.
Yeah.
There.
Look, we can stick the body in a freezer. We can stick the body in a freezer. It's a bit macabre, and you're not going to have frozen peas for a while, but it'll keep.
The question is, I mean, I don't know who I'll be pissing off. That's the problem.
No,
it's like I'm pissing somebody off. He's going to be pissing somebody off. Neither situation is probably going to work out well.
Femi, I know who I'm going to be pissing off. I'm pissing off the ambassador and my family. The ambassador, me failing there or not being able to get the information or something that's happening that doesn't work, he's going to be more angry with my government not potentially doing a response or not responding to his calls at the moment, and that doesn't leave this room. I'm only telling you because for me to try and achieve this, I need your cooperation.
Well,
Okay.
in time and on-point information could be very valuable to the Centauri government, and I'm sure that they will adequately compensate.
Even if it's because I'll be honest, we do not know what's come out of Ragesh Free. They might still get information out to us and that might still reveal it. It's just in case if there has been a full failure in communication, we might be the only potential source for quite a while.
Okay, this is an issue I have, which all cards on the table, and being that he's awake now, I feel like this would probably be the best time to let it be known. First, I'll say I look at Malone like, Malone, have you ever had any psychic shielding training?
Not that I know of.
Well, case of fact is that I can't read your mind, and that should be quite impossible for you stopping me to do. Which means something is shielding your mind, and I feel like it has something to do with the dead doppelganger I have in my quarters.
Yeah, I'd like to find out a whole lot more about that, because I think you're right about that.
Doppelganger. What is this word? It's one I don't recognize.
Basically, two people that look alike, but one's real, one's fake.
So who does this body look like?
It looks like another psychic friend of mine that's currently on Babylon 5 right now.
Right, I think I'll just leave it at that and not ask any further.
Yeah, you guys wanted honesty.
Well, I mean, you saw her when we were in medbay. By the way, I apologize for my behavior earlier. When I get on stims or hard medication, I get kind of goofy. I did not mean to fly off the handle so quickly.
It's fine. So the thing is that we have two options. We can go to Proxima III and see if they have any information about this, or you can let me see if I can fix it, and we go to Ragesh.
The question I would ask you, Femi,
Yes.
if you are seen with other people resolving this, how do you think your superiors will react? Will they be mind scanning?
Generally, we find it very rude to just scan people without their knowledge or aware.
But I think this one would be, let's just say, we call an occasion for that to maybe not be the rule of thumb, as you humans say.
Landis, you're putting the cart before the horse. If we start worrying about what ifs, let's just get to the next objective and go from there.
It's more along the lines: do they expect him to be with someone else, or they?
They expect me to get there. How I get there is my own prerogative.
I like that answer.
That gives us an opportunity. You simply page them and say, we're proceeding to Proxima III. Current conditions mean it may be some time. Nice, vague. Look, I know Psi Cops are unreasonable and have a reputation, but they're not idiots, you know?
No. I mean, I may be able to stall for a few days, but if they do find out that I stalled and lied, it probably will not end in the best of times for me. And any information I keep from you is to pretty much keep you standing and making decisions of your own free will.
Well, look, between my family connections and the Centauri government, I'm sure Psi Cop as an institution could be dissuaded from retribution against yourself.
Okay.
It would be politically unfeasible. Plus, with the Mona Lisa back here, we'll have at least one favor from the Premier.
Okay. I just nod my head, but I like laugh maniacally in my head like he has no idea.
I'm just going, Zadora, if you have been able to tame your telepaths to such a degree, fair enough on you humans. But in Centauri, we find that they're a force to themselves, to be respected and honored, as if they're a great house in their own right.
Well, that's not... Femi is the man to talk to, but that's not how the majority of humans see our gifted population.
He is correct. That is not how humans see it.
Just because a group of people believe in something doesn't make it fact. Is what I have found.
Okay, so just out of character, show of hands. What do we want to do? Let's get it rolling. There's been some good discussion.
I mean, we're already at Babylon 5.
shit.
I feel like you going to deliver the Mona Lisa is not that huge a step. Hopefully, you don't get arrested while you're over there. Like, hey, wait a minute. This is
Femi, I wouldn't mind on that same note if we bring Talia Winters in on this. I mean, she is Cyclops. She and you are allies. She could help with this mystery and give us some guidance on this.
Yeah. I mean, she was as surprised as I was when I talked to her about it. But
yeah, depending if there's no, I mean, I want to go to Proxima. I absolutely want to go to Proxima. But money's a thing. We have no idea what, in fact, neither of these two jobs for going to Ragesh or going to Proxima are going to gain us anything towards our debt. So there is that.
I mean, we could die at either one.
That is true.
Yep.
So flogging the Mona Lisa will literally just take me a day.
Yeah.
And then we can go do whatever. Yeah.
Okay. So
I say we go to Ragesh and then hit up Proxima after that. Doesn't sound like there's a timetable. Unless you, Femi, know that there is a timetable.
I think taking a day and then try and get a bit more information to clarify if there is a schedule.
I mean, interpretation, which if I were to interpret it very flexibly, they said meet there, but they didn't say
when,
which route I had to take to get there.
Yeah, okay. Wesley, what you got?
They're going to kill me.
Nothing. I admire as a government official and military man myself the creative interpretation of orders. So.
Out of character, I'm like, they're going to make me have to go rogue. I'm going to have to go rogue to stay alive.
That'd be good. It'll add a little narrative tension.
Okay. All right. But I did go to Malone. I said, well, seriously, this shielding of your mind has me worried. I don't know what effect it has, if it's a ticking time bomb or not. So I don't like to mess with people's minds, but I feel like we need to take a look at it. At least see what happens.
I have no problem with that. I give you my permission.
So what would I have to do to...
We'll deal with that in a second here. But first off, yes, we go sell the Mona Lisa. She's a beaut, but we need the creds. And honestly, I couldn't care either way. Number two, we're gonna go check out Rajis 3. We're going to be careful because what? We need to figure out who's been attacking it. Is that correct there, Landas? Number 3, we deal with Proxima and if possible. At the same time, we try to figure out what's going on with Talia and Talia number 2 and Talia number 3. Is that something we can all agree on?
Absolutely. And Landis, I'm assuming that the Centauri, for timely information, are willing to overlook small indiscretions in defense research funding.
I can make inquiries. It will be dependent on what we find out. I'll be honest.
Excellent.
From what you told me over the last couple of days, I am suspecting you will have pissed off a few individuals that you generally do not annoy in my society.
Ah, well. If the worst comes to the worst, we can always go work for the Narn.
I will try in my best efforts to see if they can at least agree to disagree with you, but allow you to live. How does that sound?
Excellent. There's so much to live for.
I agree also with that one.
Vicar, for the purpose of keeping things rolling forward, can we just abstract the sale of the Mona Lisa? Do you want to go through it? Or,
Well, who goes to
Meet
Babylon 5?
Commander Sinclair.
Yeah.
Who goes to Babylon 5? Just Wesley or...
Emmy, would this be a good opportunity that you, me, as well, to go meet up with? I mean, I'm figuring we should all go together. It's just a thing.
I mean, I'm gonna take him at least go with Talia so we can do our, fusion dance.
I'm honestly thinking if he comes over here, it would be even better because
can we not let's just Commander Sinclair, forward him the message, urgent. Come over with a ship and some people who can keep their mouths shut. Transfer the cash.
I don't think we want Commander on our ship. Honestly, there's whole security and a whole thing.
We see our dead bodies and stuff, man.
That's like literally like asking the president, "Hey, why don't you come over to our place real quick and we'll have a chat?" I don't want to meet at your White House and all that because it's all too fancy. Come over to my little shack and we'll hang out over here instead.
Yeah, just come to a crime scene.
All right, good point.
So the party goes back to Babylon 5, I assume?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because don't split the party, or is someone staying behind? Just asking.
No, I'm going.
By the way, was there any other stuff that we should be aware about from that you collected in the loot?
No, it's all primarily curious. The main thing is
and let Wesley.
I could have swore there were weapons, but I could have.
No, it's art that was basically sold off during the Earth-Minbari War by various governments and patriotic fronts and whatnot to purchase weapons from the Narn because the Centauri weren't helping us. And now we have basically prize cultural artifacts from human history that went to the Narn, and there'll be some very pissed off Narn collectors or whatever who want it back. So we need to offload it really quickly.
Hey Wes, here's a question. Babylon 5 security is kind of hot on our trail because I don't know, we disabled one of their ships, did an act of piracy, stole a bunch of paintings. Now we are literally selling those paintings to Babylon 5 and be like, hey, look what we got. But we're totally okay peoples. You don't think they're going to put 2 and 2 together and kind of get us in trouble here?
That's true, but actually, you're correct. Perhaps another station would be the wisest.
Is there a station or some place at Proxima kill two birds with one stone.
Proxima, is that Earth? I don't know enough about
Yeah,
this.
it's an Earth Alliance.
Earth Alliance.
Territory. Yeah.
It's just a question. You said we have to do it within a week. So if we're going to
That's true.
Ragesh,
Log it.
can we then get back to Proxima in time?
Don't think so.
Nah, I don't think so either.
Yeah, well, if this is what we got, if we got to turn it into the captain, you know what? I have no problem with that.
It's fine. Look, we have this letter, and I show Malone basically the message I was sent. In fact, I copied over to your pad, Malone, just in case I'm. Yeah.
I just want to throw out also that I did give Zadora a data disk that basically said that the Narns were pirates.
Right.
With
There we
their
go.
own-
Then. That's covered.
I just want to
Well,
throw out that I did give you that.
We're repatriating stolen Earth art.
Exactly.
All right, I'm good with that. Let's do it then.
Okay, let's do it.
My worries are for naught.
So your heading is towards.
Babs 5, docking bay,
Yep.
transport ship, using our new pilot.
Fair enough. Freja is more than happy to take the shuttle for a spin. He takes you all to Babylon 5 without a hitch. The whole trip is a smooth sailing. You barely feel the acceleration as the skillful pilot takes you with a routine performance all the way to Babylon 5 docking bay, and you exit as a group with actually, which artifacts are you bringing? All of them, or just
We're
the...
not bringing anything with us.
Yeah.
We
yes.
could. No, we have to be. We're selling them the Mona Lisa, dude. We have to at least bring the merchandise that we're selling.
We'll take a picture and they can send shuttles to pick it up. I'm not having it on me in case they seize it. Look, I trust the politicians, but I only trust the politicians so far.
That's fine. You are the captain. I'm.
We are so gonna die so soon. But it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be fabulous.
We'll improvise and adapt and overcome.
Take some smartphone pictures of like the Mona Lisa, some statutory, that kind of shit, in combination with the letter, and say, "Hey, look, we have something political for you." Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Yes. Well, as you go ahead towards the security check-in, the first one of you being scanned, the officer in question goes, "Excuse me, could you step aside for a moment, please? I'll just handle the rest of these, and we'll get to you soon enough." And the next one that gets scanned, "Can you step aside for a moment?" The next one, "Excuse me," and scans the last one. Just wait for a moment. Chief, we got a situation 6. Can you come here? There's nothing to worry about. Just please stay still, and this will all be sorted soon enough. Don't worry about this.
Yeah, no problem.
I want to read his surface thoughts.
Roll me telepathy, will it? Actually, don't even roll. You don't need to roll. Because you definitely can pick up the part where he's like, just keep them calm, keep them here. They shouldn't go. They should stay. Chief is gonna handle this. And if you don't do anything, you don't get into trouble. He's definitely nervous, and he's waiting for backup.
Yeah. And I whisper to the group, like, yeah, they're sending backup.
Okay.
There's nothing we can do. We just have to.
Look, my man. I don't know who you think you are, but I have a very important, politically sensitive meeting with Commander Sinclair that needs to be settled now. I know you're doing your job. You can accompany us if you want, but we will be going to see the commander.
I'm just gonna put my hand on Zadora and I'm just gonna say, "Excuse me for a moment. I do apologize about this. Zadora, you've drawn attention to us, so quieter, please."
Yes. We're cool. We're all good here, buddy. We just be patient. We haven't done a single thing wrong.
And the guy is a security guard, so don't shout at the nice gentleman. How's your day been? I'm actually saying this to the actual security guard.
The day is just fine. It's a slow day, all considered.
Until a group like us comes, I'm guessing. There.
Eh,
Don't worry, we'll be peaceful. We won't cause you any trouble.
that is good to hear because there is no cause for alarm here.
Of course not.
I assume a scanner malfunction.
Hmm.
But just to be sure, I did have to call my superior.
Oh,
so.
you know what? It might be all the pieces of lead I have. I have a platinum skull bit right here. I got a little bit of plasticine ribbon.
Yes.
A little bit of shrapnel on my buttocks, actually. It's from a other incident. That might be what's setting it off.
Yeah, but it shouldn't affect
that.
the other gentlemen in the group. So, in your case, it might be, but. And as he's trying to explain, you see a veritable horde of security officers coming from just about every exit from the from the nearby area.
Amazing.
Coming to surround you, going. One of them you actually recognize as Lou Welch, the officer who came to investigate your ship. Going like, gentlemen. Gentlemen, pleasure meeting you again. If you don't mind coming with me, we have a few things to ask you. If you
Sure. No problem. We're not in any trouble, are we? I don't want to cause any...
No. This is just your personal honor guard.
Okay.
Just to make sure other people will not cause you any trouble on your way to our guest quarters at the station. This way?
Well, in that case, officer, carry on. Lead us. I'm just going to take it in stride and just... So how's your day been, Officer Welch?
Oh, yeah. Been better, been worse. This is definitely one of the better days. But
I know those days myself, yes.
And you are summarily escorted, not executed, but escorted.
That's
escorted to
the campaign, man.
And that's how we end.
And there ends this week's session. See you in a week. Nope. Okay, so you are escorted to the brig, where you are all placed in separate accommodations, as it is improper for men of your stature to be sharing a room together.
Mm-hmm.
So you are all placed in isolation. And there shall be some questions asked. Now, who wants to go first?
I mean, I can go first.
Or shall I use one of these?
Emmy is volunteering, and I'm all for that.
Go ahead, go for it. I'll go first.
Yeah.
Do I still have my cigarettes?
What?
You can't smoke in the brig. What are you, crazy?
Do I still have my cigarettes?
Yeah,
they banned that 5 years back, you know? That smoke-free initiative.
I just started smoking a cigarette. Waiting.
Yeah, as you're smoking, the doors to the cell open, and in comes the police officer Welch, sitting there, bringing a cup of coffee, setting it on your table. It immediately smells like he was not the real deal, but what's the word in English for substitute?
Yeah.
Oh.
Substitute coffees.
Instant coffee. Instant coffee.
Instant coffee that you can get anywhere. But it's not as good as the real deal, obviously.
Isanka.
Yeah. Either way, it's the best you can get out here under him. He sets it on the table, like. So, I just got a few questions for you. Hopefully the accommodations are to your satisfaction. But your name, please.
Femi Dran.
Occupation?
Psychor.
Oh, well, that's a surprise. You're not wearing any of the required gear or the insignia required by your occupation.
Hmm.
Should I be
Make
calling a telepath for this?
You might.
Very well. Now, do you have any idea why you are being held here?
I mean, I could be rude and just pull it out of your mind, but I'm assuming you'd tell me.
Huh. You are being held here in suspect of 3 murders in space.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, correction. 3 murders and 1 disintegration. As your group is the last one to have met the Narn transport heading away from Babylon 5 earlier today at approximately 0300. You did have the ship in possession. As we got hold of it, it contained the 3 remains and what remained of the DNA residue on the walls of the blast victim. As far as our technicians are telling us, remains of a Narn shattered to pieces with an iron beam.
Hmm.
So, what do you have to say about this?
I just say, waiting for my telepath. Just keep smoking my cigarette. I flick the ashes in the coffee.
Well, that was yours to begin with, so. What you do with it is your business.
I mean, flick it in his coffee, not mine.
He seems like the sort of guy who doesn't drink coffee or have fun, you know?
Yeah.
Right. Well, I shall call for your telepath then, if you refuse to cooperate without one. Well, enjoy your stay, Mr. Dran. I will return to you briefly. And he leaves the room.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see who's next. Wesley's door opens, and Mr. Welch appears from there, bringing in 2 cups of coffee, setting them on the table. Good afternoon. Your name was?
Zadora?
Full name, please, for the record.
Why am I being held, Mr. Welch?
According to this, you are suspect in the murder of 4 Narn. 3 by a PPG shot or plasma shot in the neck, and 1 by disintegration.
I would like to see my legal representation, and as the current captain of a diplomatically flagged vessel, I suggest you take this up with the Centauri embassy.
Oh,
Enjoy
yes.
the rest of your evening.
Yes, as your ship is indeed under Centauri protection, you are not on your ship.
Myself
You
and
are currently in
my
jurisdiction.
person-
Your person is no way guaranteed, only your ship is.
I have nothing to say to you.
Nothing to say in your defense at this moment?
No, I would like to see my legal representation.
Is there
As
a
is
lawyer
my
we
right
can call?
under Earth Alliance?
Yes.
Under Earth Alliance law, I would also, if you have the opportunity, like you to pass word to Commander Sinclair that there is something we need to discuss. Otherwise, have a pleasant evening.
Do you have a lawyer I can call upon that is on Babylon 5 that can come to your aid, or shall I call the public defendant?
Yeah. What do I need to roll to see if my family has lawyers on retainer?
If your family has lawyers on retainer, that would
They
be
should.
social.
They
A
should.
social roll.
I find it funny that you're still trying to sell this painting. Like, I still need to talk to this guy.
Yeah, sure. It should just be in the chat. Yeah, it's a 6.
That's a 6. Yeah, your party does have a lawyer on retainer, just no one anywhere near Babylon 5. The nearest one, you believe, is ironically on Proxima.
See?
Yeah, I'll give him the number of my lawyer on Proxima and then basically call them to get them. I'm sure they have like a sister representation or a friendly company that they know that is on Babylon 5 station because they're a large intergalactic law firm. And just route it like that.
Very well. He takes the number and says, well, thank you for your time. Have a pleasant evening. And he leaves. And next victim is Landas. And the security officer that escorted you in the honor guard to your private accommodations while waiting for your hearing arrives finally to bring you a cup of hot jala.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Can I have your full name for the record? As
I think your record system will not be able to take the full name, but my records show me as Landas Cortas. You can forgo all the middle names.
Landas Cortas. Do you have any idea why you are here?
I think. Well, I've got a suspicion that you're going to say something about Narn bodies.
You would not be wrong. Your crew is currently being examined by, being questioned for the 4 Narn remains found aboard the shuttle you brought with you to Babylon 5. 3 by gunshot to the neck, and 1 by disintegration by Centauri ion cannon.
What? Centauri ion cannon?
Oh, okay.
That's a ship weapon.
Yes.
Those guys can carry something like that. It's clearly a ship. Sure, your examination must be wrong. There's no weapon.
My technicians tell me that these are iron weapon remains on the traces of iron weaponry on the remains of the body. Well, there was only boots found of the Centauri in question, with whatever was left of his legs inside the boots. And from those scraps we found some traces of iron weaponry discharge.
I'll be honest, I am actually quite surprised when you've said iron weaponry. It'll be quite clear if you go to Centauri Prime, you will see that my record shows I have served in the fleet. And
Indeed.
I can tell you, I've never come across any weaponry like that. That is handheld or is small enough. It's a ship emplaced weapon you're talking about. So I don't know how that can be possible.
Well,
and
that's
where I was. You can talk to Ambassador Malari. I was, and his ambassadorial aide Virkoto, who I was actually seen to my brother-in-law's instructions on what his duties to the ambassador was. It was I didn't see a thing of what was going on. I wish I could tell you any more. And
So, so you are telling me you were unaware of what your ship was doing at the time?
as I said, my brother-in-law, I love him like family. They're like if he's my own brother. But he's a naive man. He's kind of lucky that he's got this job there. And I was spending as much time as I could get with him to actually prepare him for this role there. So we spent quite a bit of time in the actual in his suite there. There was some sounds there, I must admit. I discounted them because I didn't realize anything was going on there.
I see, I see. So you did not wonder at all why your ship stopped right after entering normal space?
I'll be honest, Officer Welch. Me and Fear had been drinking quite a bit there. So it was, your record showed that your medical, I was I was brought in there as I had collapsed, and I have received medical attention from your fine medical staff there. I don't, so I can't remember what bits I did see and what bits happened. I remember we got through the gates. I remember that for sure. I remember talking to my brother-in-law. We're having a drink. I remember. Oh yes, I remember talking to you. Yes, I remember talking to you at one point.
Yes, I do believe it was you who claimed the ship to be under Centauri diplomatic immunity.
Yes, for us transporting my brother-in-law.
What I find odd is that you still are under the Centauri immunity flag even after the ambassadorial aid has exited your ship. This is curious. Care to elaborate why this is?
Right. I hate how much of this is going to be on the official record.
If you want, we can go off the record.
This has to be off the record in this
Fine.
case.
Going off the record for the moment. Beep.
Right. I can appreciate you might have to bring this up with your security chief, and that's fine, but this cannot get into the public. You've heard about what's happened with our Gesh.
A little bit.
I'm assuming the reason why my diplomatic immunity is not being released, has been removed, is that I was talking to the ambassador about investigating what was going on there by using a ship that wasn't obviously Centauri there. Now, I was given kind of broad measures on how I could do this there, and having a ship with potentially diplomatic immunity might give pause to people shooting at me there. But the thing is, again, we do have ships under diplomatic immunity, but we don't report them unless we have to. That's why it wasn't on your records in the first place. This is why you had to go to the ambassador and confirm it.
Alright. That sounds logical. I will have to verify this with the embassy.
Of course, I can understand.
But
But
as it's off the record, we will appreciate the Centauri confidentiality. However, while I have no reason to distrust you, it is my job to make sure that everything is checked and double checked before I can take anything on the truth value. I hope you understand that.
I can understand it. It's just the issue is if this came out in an open case, if it went to that extent, it's about what would the impact between the relations between our two races will be impacted. That's why I'm asking you to at least take it, but put it off the record, and wiser heads can make a decision about whether that is revealed or not.
Right. I think that's all questions I have at this moment. Thank you for your help, Mr. Cortas.
Thank you.
And we'll contact the embassy and get back to you as soon as we have answers from them. And he leaves, and finally it's Noah's turn. And Noah's door opens, and the kind police officer with a balding head brings you a cup of instant coffee, setting it on the table next to you and sitting down. Just for the record, can you state your full name?
Sure. Colonel Noah Malone, retired. Earth Force.
Yes, I have it on record that you left your post on Mars and was declared missing in action until you showed up on Proxima about 3 months later. Is this correct?
For the most part. There's
Yes.
nothing in what you said that is inaccurate.
Very well. Do you have any idea why you are here?
Probably has something to do with me getting shot and 3 Narn dead in a shuttle, being disabled.
Yes, I see that Chief has already asked you a few questions in the infirmary. Do you have anything to add?
Garibaldi is a good man. I trust whatever he's. I have no problem helping. I'd like to tell as much of the truth as I can, help you resolve the situation, and clear our name of me and the crew of the Jacaranda.
Do you have any reason to suspect that any of your crew would have executed the 3 Narns?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's just us left. But honestly, if you're meaning to ask me who exactly it is, I have no idea. Last I saw them, they were alive, but we were in the midst of a, well, to be honest, a gunfight. I got shot 3 times in a row while trying to investigate their ship. I'm sure they did not have good intentions. You know how these Narns are.
Yes, yes. The medbay confirms your story on the 3 gunshots that took you down. It's frankly a miracle you survived that. I hope I'll never get shot that clearly in my life. So, right. If you have nothing else to add, unfortunately, I'm going to have to ask you to stay here until the situation clears.
I suppose I'd like to get our names cleared as much as possible. I do not want to have any lies, but at the same time, let's see. I would like to add that we tried communicating with them. It did not go through. We thought it best to investigate after the point that we were notified that there was a distress signal in the area and there was some sort of problem. We figured it might be an act of piracy. We went in to investigate, at which point we breached inside. I got shot. Past that point, I can't help you much.
Well, that's all I had for you this time. But if you have any requests, the chief told me to take good care of you for your service for the Corps.
Oh, well, I appreciate that.
And
again, I'd like to be as helpful as possible.
What was it, Semper
Emperor
5?
5.
Semper 5. Yes. Right. I'll arrange some food for you, and if your wounds start acting up, just let us know, and we'll get a medic to look at them. Okay?
Sure, they treated me pretty good over here. I'm feeling pretty good. Thank you for that.
If you have right, that's all I had. Thank you for your time. And he summarily leaves you alone, and this is the point when Femi has a visit, and it's Talia arriving to the room, looking at you, looking at Femi like, and turning towards the guard behind her, and nodding and smiling and stepping in, and the door closes behind her. And inside your head you hear the telepathic question. What is it?
I need you to get us out of here.
I repeat, what is it?
I'm confused. I need you to get us out of here. This has to do with what we talked about earlier, and this is very inconvenient.
All right. You feel the uncertainty from the thoughts, but also her determination to do what she can. You also, roll me actually telepathy. See what you can read behind the lines.
Sure. This will go well. It always goes well. Telepathy.
Dun, 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 dun,
Da,
dun,
da,
dun,
da.
dun, dun.
9.
Yes, you actually, as you are conversing, you can feel through the thoughts, passively observing it. She lets on more than she intends, and you are able to pick up that she needs to contact the Corps to ask for advice. How to get you out of this pickle, because well, she has a bit of doubts on things and what to tell the Corps, but you believe that she doesn't want to spill any details at this point to the Corps proper, just that she needs help to get you out of this mess. Then she asks, anything else? Is that it?
Can you tell them to bring me some actual real coffee?
She knows it's too expensive for her budget, and the station doesn't have any for the crew, as far as she knows. Maybe at the finest restaurant in the station, but that's expensive.
How much is real coffee?
Maybe 200 creds, maybe.
A lot.
A pot of it is like 150 credits.
Tell her I'll just pay for it, because I'm either going to this is either going to go very well or very bad. So I'm like, yeah.
Okay, fine. Okay, sure. And by the way, that's about 3 months worth of rent on Babylon 5.
150 credits is 3 months worth of rent?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh.
That's 3 months rent on one of the nicer apartments.
No, it's actually it's for the smallest room. There is an episode that goes into this where
Michael.
that's the increase of 30 credits that they're talking about per month.
Okay, so
So anyway,
the fact that I have like 9,000 credits still is like, ooh, you're so much money.
well, it's yeah.
No, I don't feel like that's okay. Whatever. All right.
It's like 9,000 credits, $9,000 if it was the 80s.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, all right. Okay.
That's so expensive coffee.
So like
Yeah.
a week's supply of cocaine. You know?
Exactly. I feel like I deserve it for
Yeah.
whatever's about to happen
For
next.
everything you've been poured through, poor you.
Yeah.
No, update the deadline.
I did already.
Yeah, post it on the chat. What is the updated total number? That's your
Oh,
job.
boy.
Every time it goes up,
Yes.
you put it there.
I gotta do math. You see, make my life more complicated every time.
Use the spreadsheet. It's easier.
I'm gonna do that, yeah, for sure.
I mean,
Meanwhile, Wesley gets a visitor. There's this short, stocky man in a suit that comes through the door, and the door slide closed after him. Jeffrey Dylan at your service. I am at the Jeffrey and Elune Incorporated. I'm here to see your case on behalf of your company.
Wonderful. Jeffrey, can you just show me your paperwork of employment and our established contractual relationship?
Yes, of course. He takes up the briefcase, opens it up, and takes a few plastic sheets, handing them over.
Cool, I'll look through them. What do I need to roll just to check it's on level? I don't want to be taken in by some sort of
Advocate.
cunning ploy by security.
Advocate would be the proper role. That would be advocate with education.
Would you accept admin with a bane?
Yeah, let's go with that.
Okay. For modifiers, I just roll it and then we take the bane, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's double once.
Looks legit to me.
Yep. This guy is definitely on board. He has better credentials than you recall your last lawyer having.
Huh. Very well. Look, we are obviously in a little bit of a pickle here, but what I need for you to do is to either stave off station security, insist on my continued diplomatic immunity, and to get word through whatever channels you may have to the commander of the station that I have time-sensitive information to share with him, and whether that gets us out of here, or he comes and visits myself in person, or we have a secure comlink conversation. Any of those would be acceptable.
Well, I will see what I can do. What is the situation? If I don't know, I can't help you.
I'm afraid it's political in nature, and I'm not at liberty to discuss it any more immediately.
I am your lawyer, so anything you say is protected by the lawyer-client confidentiality. You need to tell me everything so I can help you. You are
Of course,
currently being accused of 4 murders. 4.
Whoa.
So, not to mention the illegal attack on a Narn vessel registered under the Narn regime, which in itself is a diplomatic incident. Lucky for you, the station security has not yet informed the embassy of this, so they have not been able to press charges on you, but that's just something that's gonna happen sooner or later.
We were on a Centauri flagged vessel. Try and lean on that diplomatic immunity in as much as you can. But
Yeah, that's gonna fly with the Narn. Yeah. Sorry, I'm being facetious. The Narn are gonna kill you even if you wear a Centauri. yourself, especially if you were a Centauri yourself. They're gonna carve you up and make you into flutes or something.
Okay, look, I will level with you. I have acquired items of interest to the current premiership and the upcoming elections.
Oh, so it's political.
And yes, these need to be processed and delivered within the next few days, or there will be repercussions from Earth descending on everyone here. And you know what they say? Shit flows downhill.
Lucky I'm a lawyer. Can't get any
Of
shittier
course,
than this.
you'll be more than adequately compensated for your services in this regard.
Oh, that sounds all fine and dandy. But what is it? I can try and get you an audience with Commander Sinclair, but there is the issue that you are being held here, and there are charges on you. I had to gab those charges go away before I think I can before I can get Sinclair to get down here to talk to you. Why would he talk to somebody being well, I might escalate this as a diplomatic incident. Then he will have to get involved because he is the local diplomatic entity on the station. That's his prerogative.
Look, do you know who my family is? Do you know who I am?
By reputation.
This can be made very political. None of us want that to happen. Yeah. The funding for Babylon 5 Station comes primarily from the Earth government, and that can be changed, especially in an election year.
Yeah, that is true. However, the Babylon 5 mandate gives the commander of Babylon 5 Station practically autonomical rule, independent of the Earth Cup.
Look, forget the charges. Those can be dealt with more centrally. I just need to talk to the commander soon.
And what is there that I can tell the commander that he's in for? Why should the commander meet with you?
Because the party of the premier and significant individuals within that party will be very displeased with him if he does not. Look, as you're my lawyer, I can give you a brief skim of this document. Though obviously I'm not going to allow you to copy it.
Okay. He looks at it, and which document is that?
That's the one where I'm getting $4 million for cultural artifacts. Get it done. Look, I'll give you 10,000. I'll give you 10,000 credits. Just do it.
Fine, I'll see what I can arrange. So he then leaves Wesley alone.
Yep.
And Landas gets a visitor. It's Veer. Landas, why are you in the detainment?
Nothing that I've done. Fear it's the company. It's the Narn. The humans are wanting to investigate what happened.
Dugar?
Not Dugar. Dugar's fine. There was an.
Oh, well, I was scared. He was such a nice man.
No. Dugar's fine. For Narn, yes, he is nice. I'll give him that. There. No, there was an incident around the same time that I collapsed. From what the others told me, a ship tried to board us, and there was some Narn aboard.
Not board us? But the ship's spins constantly. How did we miss it? I mean, we had a window.
Well, you know, me and you, we were talking, we were drinking.
It was just Chala.
Yes, but this is the thing. It's we were talking quite a bit. I'm surprised as much afterwards what happened. I The thing is, you should be fine, okay? But it's me trying to clear my name. So the issue, it's be careful of what you do to bring the embassy or the Republic into us. Because the more you can if you have to wash your hands of me, do so.
Yeah. That's the thing. They contacted the embassy, but
Yes.
the ambassador was not there, so I took the message, and
Yes.
I came to see you before I told Londo,
Right.
and it's uh, he's gonna be mad.
I know
You're
he's
still here. You were supposed to be halfway to
I know.
Ragesh by now.
I was just I was seeing to one for me to do. Unfortunately, I don't have full control of that ship. For me to deal with the way I have to get them on board, and I was seeing to one or two of their some of them had final business, and that had to bring us on board Babylon 5. If you want to help us, I believe that Zadora was trying to talk to Sinclair because there's some stuff that he has to bring. And if he brings that to the attention of Sinclair, Sinclair might be able to sweep this under the rug.
The humans?
They talk to Sinclair. He's the commander of this station.
I know. Londa was speaking to him earlier about the Ragesh.
You have the right to insist on having an audience with them. Okay?
Okay.
It's all the only reason why I'm on this station to get arrested. If I was back on the Jacaranda, I would be given instructions to help clear the name, but I would then be seen to Ragesh because I'll be the only one left on the ship that can give orders. But because I got tied up here, I can't do that.
I'll see what I can do.
Don't bring it to Lando, because if you bring this, try and keep it away from Lando, because if he hears about this, his faith in you might be. If you're going to have to, if he finds out, do it yourself and throw me under human expression under the bus, they call it.
But it feels so underhanded.
You have to. It's for the family. The family told me to talk to Larry and help him. If I screw this up, you cannot be caught trying to correct my mistakes, because if it blows up in our faces, you're just as contaminated by this.
Okay. Fine. I will try to talk with the human commander.
Preferably, you don't throw me under the bus shuttle or whatever they call it. Right? Don't. If you can, save me. But if you have to, the family comes first.
Okay. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah, of course, I can't do anything here. And of course, don't sell the homeworld. Don't sell the homeworld.
Okay. And he meanders out of the door. And you are left in solitary for exactly 1 hour. Just 1 hour. When suddenly you are all being hurdled into Femi's room. Just all of you doors open like this way, sir. And you are one by one brought into Femi's room through the door. And the door, you notice that there is 2 guards outside his room, while outside yours there wasn't any. And as you are escorted in, the guards stay outside, and you all in the same room at the same time for a moment there.
Hey,
We don't say a word. They can still be recorded.
Did I get my coffee?
Well,
No, not yet.
No, yet. Okay. So I'm just hanging out.
my lawyer is delegating the issue upwards, so that
And
should
your
hopefully solve
lawyer?
it within the next few days.
Your lawyer is not here.
That's true.
So anything that you say is not privileged. Anything, and I do not want to be implicated in anything that you gentlemen have got yourselves involved with by telling me about it.
So,
Can
shall we share the coffee then?
oh, you got coffee? All
Oh, I
right.
didn't get coffee. He said I didn't get it yet, so I'm still waiting.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Can I retroactively take my coffee with me, or will the guards not allow the carrying of coffee through the?
Oh no,
through
they
the
don't
hall?
mind the coffee cup.
Oh, excellent.
I think
That's
they
right, I
more
do have a
mind if
coffee.
you take like your weapons and your armor or other stuff.
They did take all the so-called dangerous things they could find on you.
Let's go. So
Well,
we share one coffee between 4 because we're all in this
it's-
together.
It's not really a. Think about it this way. It probably won't be really a cup of coffee. It'll be more like a welded sippy cup or something like that.
I put my pinky out because I'm brought up right, you know.
Well, the door opens. We'll just wait for
That
Landas
was
to be
such
done.
great timing too.
Yes. And through the door comes a woman, a tall, lean woman with brown hair and a ponytail. Femi
God.
immediately
Oh, no.
recognizes this lady,
Ah.
and the lady recognizes Femi. Her eyes squint at the sight of him.
I merely say this is not gonna be good.
You keep your mind to yourself. She immediately points at Femi, and then turns. Okay, what is this noise about wanting to meet the commander? He's busy with interplanetary affairs, so he sent me in his stead. You all seem to be wanting an audience, so talk to me.
Who are you?
Certainly, madam. Might I inquire as to who you are? You have us at a disadvantage here.
Lieutenant
Master.
Commander Ivanova. Susan Ivanova. The
You
second in
are a-
command of Babylon 5.
Representative of the Earth government here?
Yes.
I have something for you to read. The message is slid across the table on the smart device.
She picks up the smart device, looks at the email, and goes, yeah, I got 3 of these on mine. And tosses it back to Zadora, going, yeah, the spam message is there everywhere. Now, is there anything actually important you want to talk to the commander about, or is this just about spams?
I think
Zadora, you might have to stop playing secretive and just come out
look,
with
okay.
what's going on.
Okay. I'll be level with you. I have retrieved some Earth artifacts in the course of various activities.
You
that
mean
are
the murder
desired
of
by
the
central
Narns?
government. That are desired by central government during election year. And I am to turn them over to the Earth representative in exchange for appropriate consideration.
I see.
Now, they're expecting these on Earth, and you know the election is shortly coming up.
Do I look like a postman to you, Mr. Zadora?
You look, Lieutenant Commander, as the most appropriate representative of the Earth Alliance in the nearby
At this
area.
current time.
Now, unless you are here to confess to the attack on the Narn ship during my watch, I'm listening. I'm not listening. But if you do have the confession, I'm here. I'm now. Oh, by the way, I'm an Earth Force officer. I don't take orders, I take requests.
Zadora.
I'm not ordering you, madam. I'm just obliging my half of the contract.
Well, I didn't sign it, so
My apologies.
I don't give a rat's ass about it. Now, since you don't seem to be in the mood for confessions,
Wait,
and
you think we did something wrong?
and since I seem to be running low on windows, I think I'll take my leave this time around. Enjoy yourselves, gentlemen. She turns around and walks to the door, going out, leaving you amongst yourselves.
Zadora, you might need to tell them what you have.
Well, that went really well, guys. Really well.
Look, I suggested that we meet on the ship, but no, it would undermine the commander's dignity. But now is no time for recriminations.
And the door opens again. There is Officer Vouch, who's like, yeah, you guys are free to go.
No,
Excellent.
see?
Well, technically free to leave this establishment. You're being what's the word? The jurisdiction is changing. You are to be escorted to Proxima III for transfer of jurisdiction to Earth Alliance control over there. So we'll be sending some escorts to escort you to Earth
Just
space.
out of curiosity, Officer Welch,
Yes.
I'm assuming we will be going on a transport that's been supplied by the Earth Alliance government. Is that correct?
Oh no, you will be taking Jacaranda and it will be escorted by Earth Alliance fighters.
Just wanting to clarify. Thank you, Officer Welch.
Also, your diplomatic immunity, it's been redacted.
I thought that would be the case.
Yes, there was a rather angry message from Ambassador Molari about something about not fulfilling an obligation.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
I wish you a very good day. And as you exit the cells, you find yourselves back in honor guard, headed for the docking bay. Unless there is anything you guys want to do.
Yes, I want to sell my damn artifacts. What use are they? I mean, it looks nice above my toilet, but
Nobody
Money
wants
to
your
be-
damn Mona Lisa.
exactly.
Yeah? Well, yeah, I got good news for you. You are being honor guarded all the way back to your ship. In fact, by the time you reach the ship, there is a the veritable horde of the security guards going through the ship, piece by piece.
Oh.
You actually meet Miss Talia Winters as she's being interrogated by the security on your way out, but apparently you don't see the body of former Miss Winters as you get to your ship.
So they bypassed all my locks.
Yeah, the door to your room is open,
Okay.
but they leave a token security guy. Actually, they don't. The token security guys even leave. Instead, you notice that there is a escort of two Earth Force fighters near you, sitting in space, just waiting for you to proceed. And the crew is like, now that they have left, we hid the body. The Vesa says, Miana Vesa, almost forgot her name, says, we hid the body in the engine. There is a space we could put it in. The security man did not find that.
I'm just gonna go and go. Who hid the body?
We, the entire crew. We
So
do believe there was a speak of bonus for being a loyal crew member, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna grab her, put my hands on her head, and like bow her head and just kiss her on the forehead. I'm then gonna hug Fear. I'm then gonna come up to Dagar and go, thank you.
Don't. I appreciate it. And the Centauri lady is like, oh my.
Definitely giving you guys bonuses.
Absolutely.
Freja is like, did I get a hug?
Of course.
I mean,
More like it. And squeezes the life out of you almost. He's not that strong, but he makes a good attempt at it.
Not there. That's a bit sensitive.
Oh, what is this spear under your shirt?
You don't want to know.
Okay.
No. Gentler, please.
Yes. So the fighters are saying through the intercom, the communication system that we are to head towards Proxima III. So, shall we set course? Fear? Oh, sorry, Captain. Your orders, of course, first. I'm just excited.
Out of curiosity, what happened to my stateroom? I can feel the credits slipping through my fingers.
Yep. As you check the room, you are definitely noticing a lack of cultural artifacts in the room. Especially the mantelpiece item that you were so attached to earlier.
Zadora, you do realize you trying to chase the credits in front of that commander alone could be proof of piracy.
Proof of what? The recovery of human artifacts that should never have been traded away will go down well with the Earth electorate this year.
Well, we're not getting compensated for it, are we?
Oh, I think we are. We have, after all, proof of a contract breached. So, I'll be in communication with my sources.
Zadora, that's all bunch of bullshit. Come on, man. We said don't take it, let's take it somewhere else. We just rob these fools and try to sell it to Babylon 5. This was a shit idea. Let's just accept our losses and move on with it.
Yes.
We just took on a transport ship, got nothing for it but a bunch of headaches and a dead body we got to deal with now. Same thing for this whole mission of dropping off Landas, no offense, but your brother-in-law, I think we just burned that bridge too.
Yes.
Let's just take our losses, move on, and see what happens next at Proxima III.
Yes.
But that's just my recommendation.
And the thing is, if our names come out as potentially being involved in an unfortunate incident with some Narns,
I mean, we could always just really become pirates.
Yeah.
I am not good with that idea. Not from the beginning.
It was.
And I told you ahead of time.
I know it was a joke. Bad joke. My bad.
very
I already feel a little bit piratey because honestly, what these people are accusing us of doing doesn't sit very well with me at all. But anyways,
I just have a question. Did anybody give them the data disk that said the Narns were pirates? I gave it to you, Zadora. Did you give it to anybody?
I didn't give it to them. No.
Why not?
They had it already on their system. Did they not? We already told them they were pirates. Like,
oh,
yes,
did you make
the
that
last
assumption?
episode,
Did
we've
you?
already done all that.
That was a word of
No,
mouth
I just
from
assumed,
people.
I assumed they didn't believe us.
But I gave you physical evidence.
Yeah, my bad, man. Just completely slipped my mind.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
Yep.
Good talk.
Everything's secret. They then found a secret stash of artwork.
Yeah.
Right.
Captain, what's your next orders then?
Well, I see that I have a potential mutiny on my hands.
No,
No. Again, sorry. The stress is getting to me. I think we go with our honor guard here and try and recover what scraps we can from this
very
debacle.
well. Fair. No, who's our new pilot here?
It is
Freja.
the
Freja?
Freja.
Freja, yeah.
Freja. Prepare for us to depart. We're being sent in coordinates to Proxima III.
Alright, Vira, let's get the ship on the roll. Alright. The two head for the bridge to set up the coordinates and be ready to roll with the Babylon 5 escort on tow. And you sail away from the station. Good news, on the other hand, is that Babylon 5 is, actually EarthCorp is paying the bill for the jump gates, so you don't have to pay those.
Yay.
Something
Makes me
positive.
feel real good.
I don't think I should pay for coffee that I never got.
Yep. Little spoilers. Somebody got your coffee.
Now I have to hunt down and kill somebody who took my coffee.
You didn't pay for the coffee, buddy.
No, I said I was going to pay for it personally,
Yeah.
out of my personal funds.
Oh.
Yeah. So those are personal funds, so you can reimburse them on the death roll.
Nah, that's fine.
Death roll. Yeah.
I
Anyway.
just think
Moving on.
I never said Babylon 5 is corruption free.
it's okay.
I was thinking it was Star Wars.
Anyway, you spend a few days you spend some time heading towards Sector 49, I believe that was, and as you reach Sector 49, the guard changes. Instead of a couple of Earth Force fighters, you are taken in by a corvette, a proper military-sized escort ship of long journeys. And they take over the escort, heading towards Proxima III.
In that transition, sometime I will actually put on the correct uniform that I'm supposed to be wearing.
All right.
Was Talia Winters, was she actually in? We met her not on our ship, but at the end, at the docking bay at Babylon 5. I'm not just exactly sure.
Sorry, what was the question?
You know what? It doesn't matter. It passed already. We're already en route. Don't worry about
Yeah.
it.
Oh. It's January 22nd as you reach the system of Proxima. in the Force escort. And as you reach the system, you are escorted to the local station. Whereupon there is a shuttle that takes you with a couple of guards to the actual station proper. Only 4 of you are asked to come. The 4 shareholders of the ship, by no surprise. And you are escorted to the station. And as soon as you walk in, the guards just walk off. And there is a simple Psi Cop standing there, saying, "Welcome to Proxima Station." And he extends a hand towards Femi.
I take his hand. Take his hand, shake it. Wait, shake it? Yeah.
He shakes it. "Consider this issue dropped. I believe you have something for me, Mr. Dran."
Yeah, I take him to his. I take him to. Well, yeah, I take him to the body.
The chest
That's
freezes.
not what he wants. He wants
Oh,
this,
the
the log. He
yeah,
literally
logs.
asked for the log.
I don't have logs, so I have to give him the logs.
Yeah, of course. You
That's
do
right.
not expect this. If you allow me, I will escort you all the way back to your ship then. The rest of you, feel free to do whatever.
Well, I'm taking him to
We're
the body.
going.
Fine by me. And he comes with you back to the ship with the same shuttle, making this whole thing more of a ceremony of sorts. Like it was a part of someone's scheme to make all things meet with standards. And you get back to Jacaranda. And where do you take your esteemed guest?
Well, I take him to the body because I trust my family.
So you take him to the freezer. You kept the Talia in. He's as you open the casket, well, the makeshift casket, he stops and he looks down, and Femi can hear the thoughts going. "But I talked to Talia yesterday."
Yes, so you share my surprise of the situation. Because this is not the person in Babylon 5.
Who else knows of this?
I know about this. I know a lot about this.
This is all telepathically.
Oh, never mind.
Another question: would actually the other 3 of us be here, or would this be really done as a secret?
I wouldn't have taken you with me unless you guys.
I literally said we go
you.
with you.
Yeah.
That literally was what we said.
Well,
There's a lack of trust in our relationship these days.
Yeah.
For
Yeah, you want to
really
come with me?
surprising reasons.
Hey, like I said, I warned him. Like I said, I don't feel bad because I did warn him before that this could be very bad if anybody finds out. So, if that's what they want.
Absolutely. Let's jump feet first into very bad.
Yeah.
Alright. I'll arrange for the transfer of this to facilities on. He looks at the others and telepathically says, "Back on Syria, plane him. They will investigate and see what is going on here. Is there anything else?"
I would say, I also think whoever was in this is in that guy's head.
Knocking on your friends, man.
Yeah, he turns to look towards Malone. Femi can literally see as the psychic energy from the Psi Cop just bursts out and just charges at Noah, all forming up into a lance and darting towards Noah. And Noah gets a splitting headache right off the bat. And Femi has seen these sort of shows before. This guy is a powerful psionic. Probably P10, maybe even P11, on the high end of the spectrum anyway. Yet that lance seems to do nothing but give him the headache, as the psionic energy just keeps on getting repelled from his head. But
Malone,
Noah
Malone,
falls on his knees in pain. As
I
the
won't scream because your audience.
Yeah.
Goodness, Malone, are you okay there, my man?
After a while, the Psi Cop let's loose. The headache goes away like snap. But he steps back, holding his head like.
I'm just looking at the Psi Cop.
What the fuck are you trying to do, huh?
I was like, "Dude, calm down."
I don't even know this guy. I don't even know his name. And this.
One, if he wanted to kill us, he could kill us all. Two, he is quite literally one of the only reasons all of us are in a jail somewhere. Three, you probably got some type of psychic crazy ghost bitch in your head, and we're trying to attempt the problem.
Well, I told you, just ask. I don't like being invaded without my permission, Mr. Mysterious.
I, of course, did not think he would jump that quickly to doing something, but I take responsibility. I apologize, but let's stay calm. Let's not escalate this situation like we've done every other situation.
Psychic ghosts, you say? Goodness. Fascinating.
You ever heard of stories of possession?
Yep.
That's where all these stories come from, is your earliest telepaths leaving impressions in the minds of other people. And those sometimes those impressions can take over or attempt to take over.
And while they're explaining this, I'll look to the Psi Cop and say, look, I know this may be bad, but I will take personal responsibility for these three. And I will make sure nothing.
Meanwhile, in Noah's head, he can feel this you could say suggestion, an urgent suggestion that just says, get out now, get away.
I start backing off. Listen, mister, I don't know what the hell you think you're doing, but I don't like this place at all.
Malone,
I want you off my ship.
Malone.
Right now.
I'm just looking at Malone and going,
Don't touch them.
Is there a voice? Are you hearing a voice?
Who are you? And what do you want? Huh? Femi, who is this guy to you?
Clearly a superior.
Clearly, a superior.
You know what? I'm out of here for right now. And I'm gonna attempt to leave the room.
I'm gonna try to talk to him psychically. Just like say, who are you? Like towards his head. See if anything happens.
He apparently allows it because you can sincerely feel the power behind his thoughts, but your thoughts get through, and they are responded with the name Alfred Bester.
Oh,
I love it.
I mean,
love it.
And I know, I know who this is, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I'm like, oh God.
Very famous author.
Yes, a very famous Earth author from the 19th century?
Mm,
In that 1950s area.
and
20th century.
I just kind of look at I just think it back in my head. I'm like, you know what? My day just gets better and better.
Really need that coffee right about now, eh?
Yeah, I really wish I had the coffee right now.
This is awesome.
There
I'm so
is a
loving that.
thought in Femi's head saying, there is coffee on the station. You're welcome to join me.
Okay, yeah. I go with, yeah. I do what I'm told to do.
Yes. The Psi Cop decides to leave the room and walk to the shuttle and take off back to the station with Femi and anyone who accompanies them.
Not me.
Not me.
This time,
No. Look, I've learned at this stage to not even ask. Malone, are you all right? This is
no.
quite a scene earlier. Do you want to explain, or do you need a whiskey and a Nurofen, space
I
Nurofen?
don't like people messing with my brain. I
Someone's-
don't like that.
Someone's already potentially has messed with your brain. That's the issue. If it's if I believe what Femi was trying to suggest, there's a fragment in your head. Us Centauri, we've dealt with we've had telepaths for a very long time, and this is one of the things. It's like nearly every race has similar stories. You hear these stories, superstitious stories about possession. It's mental fragments from telepaths that are being left in the minds of people, and generally it's from people that don't have full control of their telepathic abilities. That could be because they're just nurturing it, or it's because it's happening when they're about to die or something.
I
Generally,
was hoping I'd get some answers here. Find out who this mysterious, why there's two of them, what's going on here. I thought Femi knew what was going on. I thought Femi might be able to resolve this issue, but whoever this guy is, I do not have a good feeling about him. Not at all. I don't like him one bit.
don't you recognize that uniform?
Doesn't mean I have to like it or not.
Doesn't
I know people in my uniform that I don't like.
Yes, but the last time I checked, when military personnel in my nation are briefed on other ones, he only gets that uniform if he's one of your most powerful psychics.
Yeah, well,
I know
I think
for a psychic, he's the equivalent to a general in your military.
yeah, I recognize that. I don't know. I just got a bad feeling about him. Is all. I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Very well. The Special Reserve? Look, there's some in my stateroom. It's a little barer than I was previously, but at least they left the liquor cabinet.
Talking for me, I don't drink anymore.
I've got something. A Centauri blend that's closer to your coffee, but a wee bit stronger, but it's non-alcoholic. I might take the edge off.
You know what? I'm just gonna go pump some iron. I'll be in my room. You guys do whatever you want and come get me when I know. When you guys are ready to proceed. Excuse me.
Yes, as you sit down to relax and soothe your brains, and Femi gets to talk with the Psi Cop alone, as you watch the news, there is obviously talk about the politics, how the incumbent president is up by 5 points, mainly due to a recent seizure by Babylon 5 customs officers, which discovered a plethora of lost Earth relics during the Minbari War, including the famous Mona Lisa painting that has
Worth how
been
much?
promptly returned to Earth property and is being transported to Louvre as we speak.
Just as
This-
I'm assuming me and Wesley are probably watching this on the Jacaranda at the same time, and I'm just gonna raise my glass and go, "Cheers."
Oh, please have them state what the current value of this item is.
Please, yeah.
The current value of the item is suspected to be around 158 million credits.
You know what?
Though
Screw this. I'm gonna be
the
smug.
cultural value of the item is what is the word? Immeasurable. And as the escort for the art piece is a full Omega class destroyer straight out of the Earth weapons development, the new state of the art battleships that the Earth Alliance employs. The ship is pictured leaving Babylon 5 space shortly after receiving the art piece.
Amazing.
See, should have listened to me. Went to other people.
Just pour myself a larger special reserve brandy. Top up.
You notice that the special reserve is gone with this drink. And the same news is playing on the background as Femi is escorted to the rather comfy-looking office desk with the coffee table and servings of coffee waiting for you as you sit down to have a gentle chat. Mainly, can we trust him?
I believe so. If we can't, I'll handle it.
You're a good man, Mr. Dran. I trust your judgment for now. Especially the soldier needs to be kept an eye on, Malone. If he begins to develop any symptoms from the incident, I want you to contact me personally as soon as you are able to.
All right. What was this name again? This guy's name?
His name is
Alfred
Alfred?
Bester. Alfred Bester.
Oh, the
And somebody
Psi Cop
typed that up.
one? Yeah. Yep. Oh, I know. Okay. Okay, this is the Psi Cop. Okay.
Yeah. He also has a non-diploma. It's called Walter Koenig.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Also known as Chekhov in some circles.
Yeah.
Yep. Check off. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I'm just making all kinds of friends.
And as far as the dead telepath, that is disconcerting. Someone is killing our people and cloning them. That is. I will have to investigate that sooner than later. And you found this on the ship you were supposed to meet up with?
I did.
Most alarming. I will have to come up with some sort of plan for you. Something to throw out whatever is inside Mr. Malone.
I am here for whatever you need me for.
Actually, there is something I need you to do while you are here.
Okay.
We will have your ship upgraded for the mission, as your ship does not have the required means to get there. So we will the corpse will provide for its own. Consider it a retainer. We will transfer over 200,000 credits, and we will have jump drives installed on Jacaranda for the next mission. I do hope you are able to convince your friends to take up on it. Here are the details. He sends over a data stream to your pad, and it's you've seen this mission before when you were considering where to go, and it's a mission for interplanetary expeditions to an unknown system to chase after a missing scout ship, a missing exploration ship, to find the exploration ship and report its status to IPX. It's been gone for some months now, and with no response, and they are worried about it. There is a $1.5 million reward credit, not dollar. 1.5 million credits in a reward for completing this mission.
Okay. Will do.
You do have an Astrogator, I hope.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
We have the, I believe,
Here, Jaddo.
shoot, I got it written there right here. Yeah, we have somebody for sure. An Astrogator.
Yeah, you.
Like Fear Jaddo? Yeah, Fear Jaddo.
Fear, yeah.
Very well. We will take on this. You will take on this mission. Your mission is to, firstly, to convince your crew to take it, and secondly, to make sure they complete it and return in one piece. If possible, encourage Malone to expose his condition as often as possible. Any questions?
No questions. I will do as requested.
Good man. I know you will make us proud. You will make us proud with your actions as you have done so far. Regardless of the incompetence of the mundanes you accompany with.
They all have their uses.
Now, I assume the retrofit is going to take some time, so you people might want to consider what to do with the free time on your hands. The Proxima station is not the most entertaining one, but it has necessary facilities for most things, and we are not too far from Earth, so anything you order should be here within a week.
I'm going to actually try and see if I can talk to Noah and see if he can tap some of his connections in Earth military to see if he can get more information about what Earth knows about Ragesh, what's going on there, and then try and see if I can send that information on. Because I've known I've kind of mucked it up with the ambassador, so at least if I can show that I'm trying to do something to fix it there.
Yeah, actually, it's our ending point here. The 3 hours has gone, but since I've been asked to keep the show going for the 30 more minutes, I need to customize myself to run this thing a bit further. But we're gonna talk about the game in a less gamey fashion.
Nice.
So essentially, your ship is going to be out of commission for the next 8 plus 7 days, so 15 days, as they are retrofitting your ship to actually have jump engines. This is going to increase your ship size by half, making it much more expensive to run. But that's a free 10 million credit investment to your ship.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I mean, it's not 135 millions worth of credits.
I mean,
but it's something, I suppose.
That was not my fault. That had nothing to do with me.
No, don't worry. We're not blaming you. We're blaming Narn. You know who I am.
Yeah, I know exactly who we're playing. I mean, it's not a blame thing, dude. We're doing fabulous, guys.
Yeah.
Honestly, this
It's so
was
good.
great.
I was just like,
I like to note down on my sheet, enemy Babylon 5 security. If Babylon 5 blows up and they all die, I'm not shooting a single fucking tear.
Yeah.
I think we know who was
Taking my
funding all
fist.
I think we know who was suddenly funding all the pirates during season 1.
these guys Zadora. All of them, yes. Pirates. Just go. Do it.
Okay, I see we have had three new followers during this podcast. Thank you for joining us. I do believe
think
it was.
Jaddo.
Sorry, Blaine Drake followed before the podcast begins. So Tanga and Jonathan M15, thank you for joining us. Good to have more followers. Hope you enjoy the show. To all the people in the chat, thanks for thanks for the messages. It's been it's an interesting stuff. What I could glance every now and then. I do believe the rest of you have been paying more attention to the chat.
Yeah, I like chatting with the folks because it's fun. By the way, on that note, Frog Scanner, it's good to see you again. Awesome as always. I still haven't gotten a chance to ask that thing we talked about last week, but I will get to it.
Yep. Architects of Tears, I've seen you before. Nice seeing you come back. Same for Roll for C.
That is me.
Oh, that's you.
Hey, don't admit that. Don't admit that. It needs to look organic.
No, it's not me.
You shouldn't say that. You should be like, oh my, we got more fans. I did not recognize her.
Fair enough.
I just want to know why do you keep introducing me to psychics who could kill me? Like literally.
You wanted to play a psychic?
I did, but no one says, hey, because I read a little bit, get my information. I'm like, oh, give me Talia Winters and fucking Alphabet. Like, all right.
Talia is actually B5.
Now.
Talia was
Look,
always a B5.
If you're not rolling on the perils of the warp table, you have no right to complain.
Okay, we're not going 40K.
Well, this is the thing. It's like, if you're going psychic and human, the way the cycle works is you interact with psychics.
I understand that, but I'm like, hey, can I get like the dude who's like, like the equivalent to,
Happy feeling?
exactly. Like oh, he's a little P3. Oh, he's okay. He's just doing paperwork over here in the office. Like, no.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you P12s and people who probably know who's.
I'm going to give you Babylon's 5 equivalent of the Waffen SS. Yes.
Exactly. Right. We'll give you people that have significant impacts on the story of the.
Well, yeah, that is the whole point. I mean, why would we introduce randos nobody's ever heard of? Let's introduce the awesomest cool guys. And
I just wanted a slow build up, but it's okay.
I got my booked with literally on the second episode.
Yeah. I just love how Sim's going, yeah, I want training wheels. And yet when it comes to his games, no, he doesn't. We go, can we have training wheels? He goes, what do you need training wheels? You can play.
Don't judge me. Don't judge me.
You're just reaping what you sow, boy.
Yep.
Hey, Wooster, I'm having a great time. Thank you. You're doing great. The rest of you as well. Wesley, all your screw-ups are honestly super awesome. For reals, they're good. They're moving the story forward, and I like it.
I actually was like, oh my god, they're gonna invite Sinclair to their ship. How am I gonna get around this? Fuck! They did it.
I did. Honestly, I expected something like this, man. You can't be giving us all that money at the start, otherwise it's a very different campaign. So, I know how it is.
That is a good point. If we would have gotten that money, it would have been bad for us.
Yeah.
I just want to say, theoretically, it would have worked if we just sort of sold it to some like black market other person.
That's what I was was saying.
That's what I thought we were going to do, but he was like,
Why
no.
do we literally like
No.
hijack these people and then try to say like, no, we're totally innocent. We're not pirates at all. By the way, we have this artifacts that we stole from the thing that we'd like to sell to you. The top position, best.
It's okay. I mean, it's like this. I was about 85% sure I could get us out of the issues if we, it got bad, but I didn't think, yeah.
Yeah, this is where I was like, Malone spoke up my arse because I was like going, I can't go back to Londo or my family now. I'm going to have to see if Fear can do anything.
Yeah. By the way,
go ahead.
By the way, I was not going to be bringing Besta in so soon, but you did report there is an issue. And they needed to escalate the situation to somebody bigger, somebody more qualified.
Hey,
so
things happen. I mean,
that was
it was getting really bad really quick. I was like, well,
Guys, we've all made bad choices. Yeah. I started it off, and I want to apologize. I made the worst choice of all.
Never apologize in-game choices.
I said, nah, I don't need the big armor. This will be fine.
No, like,
Mistake number 1, snowball effect.
Yeah, I don't need power armor.
Yeah,
look, Malone's the situation. Deal with it.
Hey, yo.
Let's see.
Nah, we're over.
Let's see. Since the month passes while you are doing the retrofit, you'll get what you call a free maintenance for each month. So that's off the records. However, you have to pay your full life support and your mortgage.
We got the $200,000 credit retainer.
Yeah, you get that before that. So you have influx of total 300,000, including the Centauri fee that you got before you blew off Molari. You got 100,000 credits for transferring Veer, but your mortgage is 116,725.
So welcome people to the stream where we talk about math and the minutia of the game.
Yeah, hello.
Look, we should set ourselves up as a bank and then get like an official cash rate.
Then you get
interstellar carry trade,
Then there is 10,000 credits in life support. Oh, sorry. You have biosphere, so you actually eat fresh food, so that's only 5,000 credits in life support.
Got a lot of this in the inventory.
Yeah.
In the roll inventory, like cash on hand, monthly ship payment, monthly life support.
And adding to that, you have the crew cost, which is, I believe,
it's quite sizable now. It's over 50 or around 50.
Look, let's just borrow 100 million against the ship and short sell Centauri government bonds.
That's 16,450 for the crew. Plus, you did promise bonuses. How much is that?
They keep their mouth shut. What, like 1,000 each?
Yeah, 1,000 credit each. Yeah,
because I want to say they hit the body really well, so they saved our butts there.
So that's about 1,000 credits a piece.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind giving them. Yeah, let's give them a. 16 divided by 4? They're making 4,000 each. Yeah, that's like 25% tip. That's good.
Yep,
fair enough.
Untaxed. They're not paying tax. All right.
So 4,000 on top of that. That makes it an even 2450 this month.
So we're nice bosses.
So you actually made profit during this month. Congratulations.
Yes, I was actually worried about how the hell we're going to pay for this.
So, how
I got Psycho involved.
So that leaves you some cash in pocket. Are you gonna pay some mortgage out of that? Actually, that means you have one mortgage paid. Because you paid 116,000. So that's
what? 39 to go?
399 to go.
399 to go? Yay.
Yeah.
40 monthly installments of
actually 479 to go.
It's space for buying a ship.
We'll still be alive, but then we'll still be alive.
You
We
can
could
pay,
always defect to like the Narn regime and then default on our lines.
and you could.
And
I'm not saying you can't.
We can, like I said, we can become pirates and just say forget it all.
Hold on. You want to borrow a government loan and default to a government that's got a battle fleet. I just want to just clarify this.
or I don't know, whoever attacked the Centauri, they seem to be a powerful new kid on the block. Maybe they're worth working for.
I know.
The architect is telling on the chat like 1,000 credits now, but you have to make sure they never make it to the other side of the next trip. Dead men
I
tell
didn't-
no tales.
It's nice
I
to
mean-
see that we have Psi Cop members in our Twitch chat as well.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, like I said, hey, I had. What do you want from me? I trust you, and I'll handle it. Or he probably would have killed us all, except for Malone for some reason, because he's
I tried to get his name immediately from the get-go because I wanted to see who this is and how I should react. But I got his name afterward. I was like, oh yeah, no wonder I'm scared of this guy.
It's just
Alfred
like,
is not a nice person.
Oh, that's right. He likes me.
it's just like when I found out, I'm an sort of member of the Rifa family.
Yeah. By the way, you never contacted him back.
Yeah, slight issue.
I don't know.
So
this
instead
guy.
of angering 2 Centauri families,
Oh, but his
you made it to
instructions-
3, 2 of
No, no.
which are on Centaurum.
Yeah, but his instructions were as such. When I know anything, to contact him. I
No,
don't know anything.
Contact him after you made contact with Malari.
Oh shit! Yes, I forgot about that exact. Good point. Fuck.
It's right, man. It's all right, man.
It was forwarded that way, wasn't it? Right.
So, not only are you enemies with 2 Centaurum members, your own family has a pretty low opinion of you right now.
We will take care of you, man. We will make sure Landis rises back in the eyes of the Centauri Empire.
Yeah, there's one reason why I kind of bugged out quite quickly when I realized he was a reefer. The guy that got me kicked out of the fleet, backstory, is linked to that family.
Have you any idea why I put those people there?
I don't want to. Yeah. So it's not the sort of family I want to. It's like it's me hoping that he doesn't realize. Oh, hold on. There's this branch of the family doesn't like him. I then have to. Centauri politics is actually quite complicated because you can have family disputes, but then interpersonal relationships that can give you some protection from those house disputes, unless it's the head of the family that's got it, and then you have to follow lockstep. So it's like, oh crap. Crap, it had the reefer you had me interact with.
Oh, well,
You're nasty, man. A beautiful man, but nasty at the same.
Wuss has been doing great. Are you kidding me? We did not deserve like a free upgrade to the ship and 200 creds. I don't think we deserve that. I think we screwed everything up, but didn't screw it up enough that it's bad for the show.
okay. I've been informed that it is now time for us to say goodbye to you, dear audience members. I will be hanging around in our Discord info down there, for anyone who has any questions and who wants to talk. Any one of you can join, but I think at least some of you are hungry and thirsty, so feel free to do whatever's. But the official podcast is by this definition over. If you like the show, follow us, subscribe, or even donate. But most important of all, enjoy yourselves and tell your friends.
Yeah, we're gonna get better.
Hey, also good news. Not a single crash. First time.
Also, like our YouTube like a YouTube thing so we can do the podcast. Because man, I want to do that podcast.
Oh yeah,
What was in here
podcast.
last night?
We wanna shit talk American ecosystem and all the other things. So
And I'm an idiot American, so I'm the perfect person to
yeah,
debate that with.
we
Oh,
actually need to
it's like-
have local opinions. So that's why we have the idiot American with us.
We are.
We need to put the video first on the YouTube, I guess.
We do.
Yeah, the
that's
video
all.
is still not on YouTube. I need to kick the society manager about this. So, thanks for being here. See you next week on the same Babylon 5 channel. Doodles.
Cheers, guys.
Bye.